teddy bear. Did you know that? Did you know that? Who is this cute? Milk Kawasaki!
Did you see it? You killed the Xeno series. Congratulations.
Wow, thank you. No twerking. Me. Shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. At the zoo I used to live at, I did not live at the zoo, I worded that wrong. I worded that wrong. It's not what I meant. I think we need to make time for Cinder's rap segment. Y'all are not ready for the fire she about to drop. Y'all just not ready. Cinder, take the mic. Yeah. Yeah. I know, Cinder, I know. Little Cinder spitting some truth into the mic. His name is Cream Soda. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Welcome to the stream. I am a teddy bear. Did you know that? Did you know that? Who is this cute? Milk Kawasaki!
Did you see it? You killed the Xeno series. Congratulations.
Wow, thank you. No twerking. Me. Shake, shake. I did not live at the zoo. I worded that wrong. I worded that wrong. It's not what I meant. I think we need to make time for Cinder's rap segment. Y'all are not ready for the fire she about to drop. Y'all just not ready. Cinder, take the mic. Yeah. Yeah. I know, Cinder, I know. Little Cinder spitting some truth into the mic. Alright, enough of that intro. I hear it all the fucking time. Why are there two of me? Wait. I forgot I put... Hi guys. It's me, Miru. And it's me, Miru. Slightly smaller, Miru. Forgot I put the other one there to make the... Mirukawa. Mirukawa. 今日も見るからやんない. I don't use Mirukawa today. I don't want to use Mirukawa today. The leftovers from Mirukawa. Yeah, Mirukawa spawned a double Miru. Maybe that's the cycle of Miru. Is a Mirukawa is born, and then a Miru is made. And then a Mirukawa is born, and then a Miru is made. And then a Miru dies. How do I die? I don't know. How is a Mirukawa made? I don't know. Don't ask too many questions. Thank you for the follow. How do I say your name? Roser? Roser. Thank you for the follow. Hello, Cliff McConner. Welcome. So, Mirukawa was the larval stage of Miru. Yes, I think so. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, I thought teddy bears were just made, but I don't have all the answers. Help, I'm trapped in an endless cycle and only you can save me. You have to break me out of the cycle. You have to free all the Mirus onto the land. There are 500 of us. Save me. So last time we ended off, it kind of got a little creepy, right? なんかね、ちょっと怖いと思ったけど、なんか well, nothing really happened yet. I'll go slash some Miru flame clock. Yeah! Xenoblade! Hi, Doriri. Thank you so much for resubscribing for 4 months. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Even if I can't cast on live, it still means so much to me that you enjoy my streams live or otherwise. Thank you for coming today. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So this time, it was a little scary. I mean, it was a little weird, I think. Everything was just kind of weird. I wasn't really scared. It was just like, whoa, that's weird kind of thing, right? So, I think today will be a bit scarier. So, I want to try finishing it today, maybe. I want to try finishing higurashi today. 今日はなんか can probably finish. If clocks change tomorrow, I start waking up at 6 a.m. Oh yeah! Wait, does the clock change for me too? I don't know if it changes for me or not. I'm not sure if the clock changes for me. No? Okay. Good. Good. Because it's too confusing to think about. That's too confusing to think about. It changes US and UK, not all. Well, yeah, it kind of makes sense. I mean, I wouldn't like the time to go forward. Oh, wait. Oopsie. I did not mean to hit that. I meant to hit continue. You know, one thing I remember is the beginning of the game was like, oh, it's gonna be really fucking difficult, by the way. This is gonna be like balls to the wall difficult, and you're gonna fucking piss your little baby pants off playing this. But nothing's been difficult yet. So I'm wondering when that's gonna happen. I'm a little scared. Hi, Monarch. Welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. Let's see. End of chapter 6. So now we are on chapter 7. Did we count that one? No. Ohayou It'll be difficult for Keiichi, don't worry. Oh yeah, it's already been difficult for Keiichi. もう難しいと思うな. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes. Good morning. Nice job yesterday, Kei-chan. You didn't do so badly yourself, Mion. Oh yeah, Dana kissed us last night. I forgot about that. That was so peak. Yesterday was fun. Oh, that's right. Keiichi-kun, ありがとうございましたね. For Mr. Bear, Kuma-sanのために. I'm glad you like it. Don't use it as a pincushion, though. And on. I wouldn't. Why would she do that? She wouldn't do that. Dana wouldn't do that. I was just up to 5 a.m. watching these when I have work. Go to bed. I moved back to Japan soon. It's okay. She got like 3 more months. Still chatting happily, we entered the classroom. But the moment I stepped into the room, a splashing sound and a nasty sensation. It was a bucket filled to the brim with water. And unfortunately, my foot stepped right in it. Oh, why did he open the door without looking for Satoko's pranks? Are you staying hydrated? Hi, I'm dealing out my own water right here. I can hear it. We'll be waking up at 5 a.m. to watch. That's probably better than staying up till 5 a.m. Here we go again. No, I just remembered to turn hydration check on. My, how diligent of you to lap the floor this morning. Keiichi-san flicked my forehead. Wait, that's what that noise is supposed to be? You should set a more brutal trap next time. Seeing that, Dana began to swoon as Mion looked on dejectedly. Everything was the same as always. Everybody was there and nothing felt out of place. Uncertainties I had in the back of my mind. How many little girls are gonna die in this game? I don't know. Okay, so the weird thing is everything's been fine. It's really cute so far. And nothing weird has happened at all. Well, except for the fact that somebody dies every year around this time. Which we only just found out about yesterday. Well, yesterday for the character and yesterday for me too. But, nothing's creepy. The creepiest thing is like, yeah, it's really the murder stuff. But then, I don't know. Uncertainties I had in the back of my mind since yesterday had vanished. What is it, Keiichi-kun? Didn't get enough sleep, maybe? I slept like a log, but if you want, I'll do a reenactment during class. You shouldn't do that! Mion alerted us that the teacher was coming, so everyone shuffled to their seats. A cute slice of life game, nothing bad happens. Yeah, I'm hoping I'm playing the happy version. Ohayou gozaimasu, minasan. So yesterday was the festival. Thank you to all the people who stayed until the very end to help clean up. We were all slackers, so none of us actually helped to clean up. Actually, I had a feeling that the only thing we did was run around the festival and cause a ruckus. Okay then, this time of year you might see some people here from out of town doing interviews about the festival for magazines. I thought the usual stuff was going to so I was going to tune it out, but then I noticed a different tone in their voice and started paying attention. You maybe ask questions. Please don't say anything silly or anything that could be taken the wrong way. Do you understand? In unison, everyone replied, Hi, wakarimasu. What she'd said was really vague, but I understood what she was trying to say. After all, this was the 5th year. There were probably lots of third-rate reporters pouring in, hoping something regarding the curse had happened. It did nothing but perpetuate the village's bad image. She was saying, don't spout stupid shit you think is funny. And now I was one of the ones who needed to keep their mouths shut. I found it rather cute how I felt a sense of unity from such trite thing, if I do say so myself. Yeah, about somebody dying every fucking year here. I was summoned to club activities after school. Since everybody was still pretty tired from yesterday, we just spent the day relaxing and yeah, that wasn't happening. I was like, wait, that's not right. Today, let's play a classic game of deduction. How about this one? Ooh, a game from overseas. Looks interesting. The instructions are in English, but the rules don't seem that hard. Ne, Satoko. Chiga. Eigo shaberanai zo. I won't lose you here. I'm not too bad at this game. It seemed that Dana didn't handle this kind of game very well. The rules are, The person who can match the murderer weapon. Oh, it's like Clue. It's Clue. I know this one. I've only played it like once, but I know what it is. I finally know what they're playing for once. And the scene of the crime wins. There are 3 kinds of cards comprised of suspects, weapons, and locations. I could see the names Mion and Rika were written on the suspect cards. Ooh, a card with my name on it as well. There are plenty of different weapons too, like knives, axes, and poison. The locations are all pretty nice too, like the living room, the study, and the courtyard. So basically, you take out one of each of the cards. These are the answer cards. So we shuffle the remaining cards and hand them out. We ask each other about the card and figure out the right ones. Ah, I see. So the card nobody has are the true perpetrators. Then you raise your hand if you know the answer. The game ends if we check the answer is correct. If you're right, then you get a point. If you're wrong, then you lose a point. Since the game ends, even if no one gets it right, all the cards are gathered up, then redistributed. You'll learn as you go. You really have to use your brain. You'll get confused if you don't take notes. The rest you can figure out by playing. So, Mio, what's the penalty this time? Everyone directed their attention to Mio. Let's see. We're all a little tired from yesterday, so maybe let's take it easy with a gopher penalty? You'll be asked to rush out and buy stuff for everyone. I don't have any money. I'm broke. So I guess just being asked to buy stuff like drinks and candy, I guess. I feel like the penalty today is pretty simple. I wonder, is it really? Mion's definitely gonna have a really complicated order. Is Keiichi-san thinking what I'm thinking? Yeah, you don't know what you'll have to go buy. I'm betting Mion would send out whoever loses to go buy stuff like hemorrhoid cream or yikes, happy family planning manual or other crazy stuff. The cards are lightly shuffled and passed out to each player. The real perpetrator, correct weapon, and the scene of the murder have been taken out. So... Guys, when is it gonna get scary? The killer is the one who killed. Yeah, I think I get it. We do this every time. I'm tired of class activities. When do I get to... Do you want an answer? Soon? Can you just say like soon? Not soon? Never? Right now? Possibly? Soon. IIRC. Okay. Good. This is a little sleeper. Okay. I have the cards I have in my hands are innocent cards. Then I'll go first since I'm the club president, I guess. Well then, Mion. Knife. Study. You picked one suspect, weapon, and murder scene and ask each person. If you have any of those cards, you must say, I have one. However, you don't need to say which one you have. Ah. Yeah, I got it. Me too. I have one. Oh my, all of them are here. 3 people answered when she asked if they had stuff like Mion, knife, and study. So that means Mion and knife and study are all in the clear. I've got to jot that down. Then I'll go. Dana, Axe, Lounge. Only 2 people said they had one? So it means out of Dana, Axe, and Lounge, one of them is correct and part of the crime? No, wait. Even if they say they have one, they don't have to say how many. It's possible that either Satoko or Rika-chan has 2 of the cards. Well, Kei-chan is next. Go on ahead. Wait just a little. I'm still sorting things out. The game has me thinking more than I thought. 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 That's stupid. Oh man, it feels like this is gonna be tough. Alright, now I have the criminal. What? Already? Here I am spinning around in circles and Mion just raises her hand. The murderer is Rika-chan. In the infirmary with poison. Well? Mion drew the cards from the box and we checked to see if her deduction was right. You were right! Wait, how? All I needed was one more hand. I couldn't tell whether it was poison or pistol. I never use a pistol. I like killing them slowly with poison. Rika-chan's such a hugely terrifying thing with such a sweet little face. Yay! She can poison me if she wants. Everyone was making a commotion about how they almost had it. Diana and I were left out in the cold, though. How did you get it, ch1? I couldn't get it at all. Don't worry. I had no idea either. How can you both be so unsure? You'll both end up in last place together at this rate. That's even worse. Going off buying something together like a couple. If we go off having to buy the Happy Family Planning Guide. He's gonna make him buy condoms. I can tell from Katie's expression he's not very good at this game. What? That's not true. I'll show you the true power of Sherlock Maibara in the next round. My, that sounds just wonderful. I shall give you quite the thrashing. After that, I managed to somewhat grasp the trick behind the game, but I was still always a step or two behind. I saw that Mion somehow gleaming information from the others were asking their questions. That level of experience was just too much! The only way I could stage a comeback was if I became ruthless. I tossed out the simple concept of deduction and switched over to the thought process needed to win. The important thing wasn't to find out the criminal, it's to win at the game. Wait, so this far enough after the festival he knows about the kiss now? I don't know, because Mion said that like after it happened she told him that Dana gave him a kiss. So maybe she knows. Eureka! Wait, how did you do it? Sorry, I need to go to the bathroom. Eh? Take your time and squeeze out a night. Yeah, kimo. Mi-chan, kimo. I had them rolled off the game and headed down the hall. This is giving everybody time, though. This is giving everybody time. The air was crisp. It showed just how stagnant the air in the classroom was from our body heat. On the school grounds, some of the classmates were still playing around. After spending some time cooling my head, Diana made her way over towards me. Keiichi-kun, did you call for me? Yeah, I did. I got up from my seat and winked over at Dana. I'm glad it worked out. I don't want to waste much time, so I'll get to the point. Dana, what's your record at this game we're playing today? She was taken aback. After a moment, she hesitantly opened her mouth. Well, all losses. Why do you ask, I wonder? I could tell from how apprehensive she was playing. The way things are going, I will as well. I can't figure out a way to pull off the last-minute comeback on this one. So, I guess both of us will be taking that penalty? Hey, don't accept defeat already. How about we win this, both of us? But how can we? I brought my lips up to Dana's ear. Huh? Is that allowed? Did you forget, Dana? It's the second rule of our society. Do everything in your power to obtain victory. Wait, so if it's everything in your power to obtain victory, then like what's stopping them from just cheating? Like what's stopping them from just being like, I don't actually have that card, and then confusing everybody? What if everybody's been doing that this whole time, and that's why they're able to weed it out? Honor? I don't feel it. They follow the rules. Well, yeah, but I think what he's saying is they're gonna peek at each other's cards to give them an advantage, but I don't think that's... But I think that's cheating. They cheat as close to the line as possible. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I'll do my best. Remember the marked deck? Well, yeah, I mean, that's not looking at their cards. It's looking at the back of the card. So I guess it's kind of technically cheating, but also not, because they're not really looking at the cards. Oh, they're gonna do the same trick with the marked deck, you're saying. Our plan of attack was a rudimentary one. At the beginning of the game, everyone would be focused on their own hand for a while, taking notes and whatnot. Since our seats were right next to each other, we'd reveal our hands to each other. If we did it under the desk, then nobody would know. We'd begin the game with twice as much information as everyone else. Having this much information would mean you need to investigate less. With this sort of plan of attack, we should start off with a big lead over the other guys. Yeah, with this we can probably win. We both smirked at each other. If this was the shady businessman, then Dana was a corrupt senator. Pleasure doing business with you. So let's hurry back. We'll work as a duo to surprise everyone. Hey now, there's no point if we go back together. It'd be like flat out telling them we made up a little arrangement. Oh, she's smart. Oh, sorry. Then what should we do? Go back ahead of me, Dana. I'll take my time coming back after washing my face or something. Okay, got it. Dana turned around and headed back to the classroom. Hi, Devastator. Welcome to the stream. I guess I should wait a bit longer before going back. If I went too soon, it wouldn't seem like I went to the bathroom. If Mion or one of them suspected it, expected something, then there could be problems. Well, they'd figure it out sooner or later, because both me and Dana would start winning over and over and over again. See, this would backfire, because then the three of them, the lollies and Oji-san, they're just gonna start playing against Dana and Keiichi, and then it's gonna backfire on them. If everybody starts peeking at the cards. Both Dana and I will have earned enough points to avoid being losers by the time Mion realized what was happening. Excellent. Not bad at all. Maibara-kun. Oh, it's a teacher. Man, things are just getting good. What is it? I'm in a bit... You have a guest. Please make your way to the entrance. A guest? It's not like I own a hotel. They've been waiting. Please hurry. It was rather unfortunate that I have someone waiting on me right now before my big match, but I was more interested in the unexpected guest. I didn't want to waste any time, so I decided to take care of it quickly. Dare? Dare kana? The entryway was a heavy contrast from the hot sunlight and deep shadows. Dare. Waiting there, looking uncomfortably warm, was a middle-aged man. Wait, I want to see what is... See, I don't like the way the old art draws the men. It kind of like weirds me out. He looks like a squishy dude. Yeah, this is better. Looking uncomfortably warm was a middle-aged man, his tie sloppily loosened and his jacket tucked beneath his arm. Are you Maibara-san? Keiichi Maibara-san? There was no question that he wasn't a resident of Hinamizawa, and that this was without a doubt the first time he had met me. Ever since I had met Tomitake-san, I've been running into so many middle-aged men. That's right. Who might you be? I have the AC in my car. Let's talk there. It's a bit hot here, don't you think? Don't get into a stranger's car, Keiichi! The man, completely ignoring my question, pointed over to his car, parked near the gate, and began walking. You've got to be kidding me. I had no intention of going along with some geezer I didn't even know, and he was asking me to get in his car with him? Yeah, okay, don't do it, Keiichi. I'm not gonna bite. Come on now. He opened the back door of his car and called me over. I didn't like this old man, but I wanted to know what this was about. Even while knowing a conversation start out like this, I've never led anything good. Inside of his car was pretty cool. Cars with air conditioners are supposed to be a luxury. Wait, really? My dad didn't have one in his car, at least. Please let me know if it's too cold for you, okay? Back then? I have a habit of cranking it up all the way. So what business do you have with me? Out of spite, I decided to ignore his remark in the same way he did to me and start my own line of questioning. He pulled out a notepad from his pocket and took a picture and took out a picture that was stuck between the pages. On it was the face of a pretty goofy-looking guy. If you know anything related to this individual, then please tell me. Yeah, like window cranks in cars? Yeah. So I guess... Oh, it's like the same line of luxury, huh? Interesting. Who the heck is this? I doubt even his close friends would be able to recognize who he was from this expression-like picture that was taken at the DMV. There were scribbles on his shirt done in permanent marker. Starting with yours and Maibara-san, quite a few of your classmates signed as well. Huh? This is... Tomitake-san? He died. Oh, we had death flags. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew he was gonna die. He died. There was no hint of his usual unreliable, easygoing personality in this photo. It was an expressionless, half-asleep face. Then do you know this woman? Even before seeing it, I had a good idea of who it was. I don't remember her name, but she was some lady who was with Tomitake-san last night. I didn't know what her name was, but I didn't know if she was a resident of Hinamizawa. When was the last time you saw these two? The night of the Watanagashi. We spoke. They seem pretty close, I guess. Did anything bother you about them? Anything is fine. Go ahead and say it. Being asked for every little detail is troubling, honestly. I had a pretty good idea of who this guy was by now. Did something happen to them? There was no response to my inquiry. Thus, I replied to that silence in kind. I was pretty sure, no, certain this guy was a cop. Then why? Why was he here asking about Tomitake-san? Did something happen to him? More importantly, why me? Shouldn't there have been plenty of other people who knew more about him than I did? The roar of the air conditioner felt unbearably loud. Hi, Onfire. Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for resubscribing. Yay! Thank you. After a long pause, he finally spoke again. You moved here just recently. Isn't that right, Maibara-san?
Are you aware, I wonder, about the stories of Oyashiro-sama? My heart began to race. I'm pretty terrible at hiding things. It probably showed on my face. Not at all. If you don't, then that's fine. Well, I have heard of it. Tomitake-san told me, actually. How much do you know about it? The dismemberment killing, the accidental death, the death by illness followed by suicide, and the lady who was beaten to death. The incidents had always happened the day of the Watanagashi, ending in suspicious deaths. I didn't think Tomitake-san would have kept anything from me. I think that was everything. No, rather, I didn't want to think there was anything more to it than that. Do you know of that, well, curse, Maebara-san? Feel free to speak openly about it. I don't believe in it. My answer was instant. It wasn't so much that I didn't believe in it as I was on the verge of believing. I wanted to clear away my own doubts. That was the more prominent feeling. Really? Then that's great. Guess you really are one of those city-raised boys. What if I don't believe? I have friends waiting, so could you get to the point? The man in the picture is dead.
I fucking knew it! He had death flags. Fucking called that shit.
Called it!
Thank you for the follow save file. Hi! Evening from Rose! You guys just got to where we find out a guy was Wait, was he murdered? Or did he just like... was he murdered by the lady maybe? Now we need to speculate. Hello Raiders. I don't know if we have any mods in right now since... 誰もいないかな自分でシャウト作るよ Welcome to the stream, Boomnos. I hope you had a good stream. Does that do it? Yay! There we go. Did the shout out. What are you guys playing? I hope it was fun. Okay, there we go. I have to do everything by myself. No, that's not the right shout out. No, it is! Romance Ovania. Oh, is it like a romance game? Sounds fun. Scary game at first, and a funny Halloween dating sim Metroidvania. That sounds adorable. Yeah, we're playing Higurashi, and we just got to a part where a guy was murdered. Everything was going okay, but now things are getting kind of spooky. The mods were killed. This visual novel did things to me. It's been so cute, though. I don't want anything bad to happen. I'm scared. I'm really scared. I don't want anything bad to happen. Well, I guess Tomitake is dead, so... Dosuru. Also, hi, Bazik. Welcome to the stream. Oh my goodness. Hi! We have another raid. Hi, save file. Where are my mods? Wait, I don't have Discord open. This is my problem. Where are my mods? I don't have anybody to shout you out right now. Welcome, raiders. I hope you guys all had a lovely stream. Hold on, I'll ping them. There. I'll make it sound urgent so that they get scared and they rush in and they're like, what's wrong, Meaty? What's wrong? And it's like, nothing. You just weren't here in time. Time to hire new ones. Yeah, literally. Here, let me give you a shout out. I hope you guys had a good stream. Hope you guys had a good streaming. Hearthstone. I don't know how you play that. It's like a card game, right? Or like a... It's like a physical game, right? Not like a video game, right? Or am I wrong? I don't know anything. But yeah, this is Higurashi. We just got to a bit of a spooky part, so I hope you guys are ready for it to get scary, I guess. I don't know. I tried to do card game, yes, but it is digital. I was half correct. That's basically correct. Hi, Nafuri. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, so I do a little bit of voice acting. I'm not very good at it, so I hope you don't mind if I change my voice a bit too much. The man in the picture is dead. That wasn't very good. My mind went blank. Huh? What happened to Tomitake-san? It would seem that he died last night. That was the night of the Watanagashi. Do you understand the implications behind that, Maebara-san? Implications? Not for the cause of his death or the reasons behind it. The real problem was that he died on the night of the Watanagashi. Meaning, this year, the curse of the Yashiro-sama had once again... The death of Jiro Tomitake is still confidential. You can understand why that is, right?
I didn't want to understand why. Please, tell me. Tell me what happened. It was rather peculiar. It might be a little too graphic for someone born and raised in Hinamizawa. It was a roundabout way of saying it, but it caused me to doubt whether or not I wanted to hear the rest. I would only regret forcing myself to learn something I shouldn't. Or at least that's how I figured I'd feel if I listened to the rest. One of our patrol cars discovered the body on the way back from security detail at the festival. It was late, about 5 till midnight. The location was, you know that road into town becomes paved, right? Down past the slope, on the shoulder around there. There were a few streetlights on that road. Its pitch-black darkness was only broken by the lights of passing cars and the moon. It was a stroke of luck that Tomitake-san was spotted collapsed on the shoulder of the road. Tomitake-san was face down, covered in blood. Blood and muck, covered in asphalt. We thought it was a hit and run at first, but when the officer checked to see if he was still alive, he quickly noticed something abnormal. His throat had been ripped open? From a knife or something? No. Nails. Nails? As in fingernails? With those he clawed through... From the coroner's report, it was revealed that it was his own nails. Huh? What does it mean? Basically, it means he wasn't a murder. It was suicide.
That can't... How would they rule it as a suicide? You couldn't do that easily. You'd have to be, like, insane. It's just really itchy. It was really itchy. It's so fucking itchy. Ah! That's what happened.
Tomitake-san thought there was a reason to tear open his own throat, as hard as he could with his own nails. Tore through the skin until he started to bleed. And even then, Tomitake-san didn't stop. He continued clawing. With enough intensity it could have peeled off his nails. Still clawing. Still clawing. Then, as his nails reached those vital arteries you could never damage, he continued clawing. Blood splattered on the ground around him. As he bled, while gasping for breath, he collapsed. His body spasmed. He died in agony. We thought drugs were to blame, but nothing of that nature was detected. But this... it was a suicide. I'd never heard of such a thing. This unnatural way of dying. If this wasn't a mysterious death, then what was? The way he died in these 5 years, his death most resembled that of a curse.
It had to have been drugs. Like, what?
Well, we checked.
Surely. Also, thank you for the follow, J-Master. Thank you. He got Soder Council punishment. Yeah! Soder's got his ass.
As if to show both myself and Tomitake-san, who proclaimed there was no such thing as a curse, that we were wrong. There are a few more suspicious details. From his body chemistry, perspiration, epilation, and so on, we concluded that he was in a state of hysteria right before his death. That was a given. It's hard to believe someone could be in a sound state of mind while clawing out their own throat. The wounds on his hand matched a piece of discarded lumber nearby. There are traces where he struck trees and the guardrails with it. Why? Tomitake-san's blood was found all over the place, meaning that while tearing at his own throat, he was swinging around a piece of lumber.
Eh?
They were external injuries, which were not self-inflicted, discovered on Tomitake-san. There was a high probability Tomitake-san was assaulted. The external injuries suggest there might be multiple suspects. To summarize, Tomitake-san was surrounded and attacked. While wandering the night roads in a state of panic after being cornered, he picked up a piece of lumber and tried starting back. Somewhere in there, he began madly tearing at his own throat, clawing at it. Then he died. The presumed time of death was around 9:23 p.m., meaning it occurred right after you finished talking to Tomi... Eh?
Right after we finished? Damn, Chris go fast.
Everyone signed Tomitake-san's shirt, then parted ways. Right after that. Oh yeah, he should have been with that woman. What about her? She's missing. She hasn't shown up to work and hasn't returned home either. There's a very high probability she was involved in this incident. For a while, I could only gaze off into space. I would never have thought that something unfortunate happening to somebody close to me would affect me this deeply. The time I spent with Tomitake-san was short, but we went to the same festival, spent time together, and took part in the same competition. He was one of us. We've been continuing the investigation on various fronts, but when it comes to Oyashiro-sama's curse, the villagers here aren't very cooperative. I knew that well. I would have been none the wiser if it weren't for Tomitake-san, the outsider, telling me. So that's why you came to me, because I'm not originally from Hinamizawa. I should have been angry that that was the reason he wanted to hear what happened from me. If things go the way they have been, then the conclusion would be that Tomitake died from Oyashiro-sama's curse. He turned away from me and gazed off into the distance. The night of the Watanagashi, during that sacred ritual, he callously snapped off photos, angering Oyashiro-sama. That's how it's going to turn out.
I did wonder if that was... like...
There's no way Oyashiro-sama would inflict divine punishment on Tomitake-san. Tomitake-san had to have been killed by humans, a cowardly group no less. There's no way I'm going to let this end up being the fault of some curse. I think so as well. There's no such thing as divine punishment or curses. The tense mood was cut with the man's hearty laugh. That's how this must be, Maebara-san. Cooperation from individuals in Hinamizawa who don't believe in curses is indispensable. Understand? Neither Tomitake-san nor I believed in curses. But with the way things were going, it would just end up with Tomitake-san's death marking the 5th year. Which would mean that Hinamizawa rejected Tomitake-san. That was something I couldn't allow. Tomitake-san was one of us. He didn't live in Hinamizawa, but he came every single year. In a sense, he was more of a resident than I was. There was no way that Tomitake-san could have been cursed by Oyashiro-sama. But there's nothing I can do to help. I have no idea what happened that night either. No. If you see or hear something that draws your attention, then that is enough. If I see or hear... He was talking in the future tense. Things or people or rumors, anything is fine. I don't care if they're unfounded. Here, this is my number. If I'm not there, then leave a message with whoever picks up. He handed me a piece of paper with his number on it, but I hesitated for a second. If I took it, then whether I wanted to or not, I'd be mired knee-deep in this matter. Please help me solve this question surrounding Tomitake-san's unfortunate death. That's right. Why was I hesitating? I needed to find the murderer who killed my friend. I snatched up the piece of paper with a satisfied grin spread across his face. Everything we spoke of today is a secret. Please keep this confidential. From your friends as well, especially from Sonozaki-san and Furure-san. Please do not inform them. Sonozaki? You mean Mion? Why? Are you saying they have something to do with the incident? With my friend's name being brought up so abruptly, being told to keep it a secret from them, I became rather angry. This is what they call an investigative privilege, I suppose. Don't play games with me. Mion is a close friend of mine. I snapped at him, but he didn't seem to be especially offended. I wouldn't mind telling you, but it just may upset you. Say it! He hesitated a little. Turning his gaze to the outside of the car, he began to speak after thinking for a bit. There's a possibility that the string of incidents here in Hinamizawa are a result of a village conspiracy. There's no way that could be right! Give me a break! First of all, is there any proof of that? No evidence. Also, each of the cases were resolved, and none of the perpetrators had any direct connection to the village. Then how do you come to that conclusion? Every year, the enemies of the village die on the day of the Watanagashi. Don't you think that's enough reason to suspect something? Only the residents of Hinamizawa felt the day of the Watanagashi was sacred. So basically, because incidents happened on that day, it was somehow related to Hinamizawa? First it was the dam construction foreman, then it was a villager who supported it. Those the village hold a grudge against die, one after another, from mysterious cases. The means are different, but in the end the result is the same.
Wait, how does that work for the priestess? There was a Shinto priest that died of a mysterious illness. How was he an enemy of the village?
Unfounded, unreasonable suspicion. But it just couldn't be shrugged off. So the victims after that. What about the Shinto priest and his wife's death? They weren't enemies of the village. The villagers had expected leadership from the Shinto priest at the time of the dam dispute, but he wasn't proactive, so there was a faction of villagers who harbored ill will towards him as a result.
Ill will? It's not like he did anything bad to the village.
What about the housewife after that? Did she die just because she was the wife of the brother of a supporter? That's such a trivial reason to kill someone. And what about Tomitake-san? He's not affiliated with the dam project at all. Was he killed just because he was an outsider? In the beginning, it fell on those related to the dam project, but as the years went on, the enemy threshold of the victims became much lower. Well, that's the scary part. The bar keeps getting lower. What's scary about it? It means it's not just enemies of the village anymore. Just being an outsider is reason enough. Then, next year's victim, they're just gonna be picked out of the village outsider pool? It might be a person that just moved here. What do you mean by... I swallowed my words. Here in Inamizawa, the ones who would be considered the most outside would be... my family. I was proof enough of that, wasn't I? I still couldn't remember the names of people I passed by. Then, the next victims, my family. Was he saying it was gonna be me? But what does that have to do with Mion? I can't go into details, but the Sonozaki family led the dam protests. Quite fervently so. It is also true of Mion Sonozaki-san herself. She has quite a few misdemeanors and obstruction of public work offenses on her record because of the protests. Oh shit. I knew Mion. Knew what it meant to fight. This was the first I heard of her family leading in the protests, though.
The wife of the brother of a supporter. Yeah. See, they said the threshold's getting lower. I guess that's what they mean.
Well, what did all of it mean?
So the death flag for Keiichi's father wasn't a red herring. I was thinking he was gonna die on the night, to be honest, because like they didn't go to the festival. I'd be like, oh well, the villagers aren't gonna like that. They're gonna kill him. That was my first thought, but I guess Tomitaki-san is a bit more, I don't know, easy of a kill. Hi, Surzy. Hello, moderator. Hello, mod. Thank you for the follow, Hoid. Thank you.
Are you saying that Mion's family is involved with the string of incidents? I wouldn't go that far. I'm just saying that if it was a conspiracy, then they'd have the highest probability of being behind it. Not a very clear explanation. It felt like he'd magnificently avoided the details I really wanted to know.
Thank you for the follow, Darth Curios. Thank you.
We don't know who or how involved everyone is right now. That is exactly why I don't want you to say anything to the villagers. Instead of answering, I gave a very bitter expression. It seemed that he understood it well enough. Then think of it like this. I don't want to worry the villagers who blindly believe it's the curse. How about that? What do you mean, how about that? How should I know?
I'm still out of town, so the internet isn't the best. Yeah, but you're the only mod we have in chat right now, so you have to stay. If you leave, I'll kill you. I'll make you claw your own throat out, just like Tomitake-san.
But the reasoning behind wanting me to not carelessly open my mouth about it wasn't too hard to comprehend. The perpetrator was here. It had nothing to do with a curse. He was definitely going to be caught by the police and made to pay for his crimes. And none of the villagers should have anything to do with that process. It may cause us sensitive about the curse to just worry needlessly. Just like everyone kept it from me so I wouldn't worry about it. Is it now my turn to keep it from them so they don't have anything to worry about? I was just talking to myself. Unlike me, everyone else had been worrying over these mysterious incidences yearly, and the incident this time probably means a lot more to them. I didn't want to burden anyone anymore.
Definitely need mods. Yeah, exactly. We need them.
As insipid as it was, it couldn't be helped. I understand. I'll keep it to myself. Is that fine? Mr. Oishi from the Okinomiya police station. You can call me Kura-chan if you want.
Fortunately, all your mods are also streamers. How'd that happen? If they're streaming right now, I'm gonna, like, say mean things in their chat. No one's streaming right now. How'd that fucking end up happening? Rule number 1 for being my mod. Don't fucking stream. I'm canceling it now. They all got inspired by me or something. I don't think that's true, because I know Nug and David, they streamed before they found me, I think. And then I don't know about Kelly. He just showed up. I assume he was a streamer before me, though.
The way he said it was unpleasant, yet retained a hint of politeness. He was a spitting image of a vulgar police officer. Though I've never seen one this bulky in the cop shows I watch.
Why are you fat-shaming him after he's telling you your friend is dead? What does it matter if he's bulky?
That's funny as fuck. I've taken up too much time. Your friends are probably waiting, aren't they? I should probably let you get back to them. The door opened with a click, and in streamed the oppressive heat. It was blistering outside the car. Was it really this hot of a day? It was almost cruel heat, as opposed to the mechanical coolness inside the car. It was as if the land of Hinamizawa suddenly hated me. I felt a little sad as that thought crossed my mind. It didn't mean to suspect your friends. Please don't misunderstand that. I refrained from telling him that it was too late to say something that was self-serving. It's fine. You don't see or hear anything, Maebara-san. It's fine if you don't see or hear anything, Maebara-san. There's enough proof that the village is not involved. I'll contact you if I hear or see anything, but I'm no detective. Please don't expect too much from me. I won't. You don't have to become a detective. Just go on living as you have up until now. Just let me know if you notice anything. I hastily made my way back to the school building after giving him a quick bow. See you later. Farewell, Maebara-kun. I returned to the school building without looking back.
So Mion is in on it. I thought it was just gonna be Dana, because Dana's kind of a goofball. Kind of a goofy goober. Why would they bother? But if it is a conspiracy, why are they bothering to befriend everybody? I don't know how much time had passed. I did feel bad for keeping them all waiting, but now there was a lot on my mind. Kind of fucked up to tell a kid, your friend is dead and your other friends might be involved, now continue living a normal life. Yeah, like what the fuck? Why do they assume that these high school kids are involved, though? Like, if Mion's family is involved, then we could just tell Mion, but not tell her, like, I don't know. Don't fucking mention it, okay? Rule number 1 of Hinamizawa Investigative Club. Don't talk about Hinamizawa Investigative Club. Tomitake-san's death was hard enough as it was. But to think there was a possibility of village conspiracy? Worse yet, there was a chance that Mion was involved? Nonsense. Impossible. Not Mion, Reina, Satoko, or Rika-chan. It was a group that attacked Tomitake-san? Who could the perpetrators be? Could it be that they were hiding somewhere in Hinamizawa? I just didn't know. Snitches get stitches. Yeah!
All I could say for certain was that I knew Mion couldn't be the perpetrator. It's me, Chan, the perpetrator! Huh? I was startled to hear Dana's voice.
With the rope in the, lounge.
Nope.
No! Dana clutched her head while flailing about.
It looks like you've just self-destructed yourself over here. Wow.
Keiichi-san, you're quite late. As you may already know, I'm seething with anger.
Sorry about that. I was called into the staff room, you see.
You were reprimanded for bad behavior. That's just a shame.
Well, it's been pretty heated over here. Since it's getting pretty late, let's make the next game the last one. If I remember right, I had 0 points. Isn't it pretty much decided I'm going to be finishing in last place?
Don't worry, Keiichi-kun. I'm at -1 points. Oh.
Because she keeps fucking up her guesses.
Thank you for the follow, Nitonia. Thank you.
The heck?
Because Pao is so cute. Ika-chan daisuki.
The heck? Her score's lower than mine and I wasn't even playing.
This is the final match to decide if the penalty is going to be carried out by Dana alone, or both Kei-chan and Dana.
Your voice acting is so good.
Thank you!
Yeah, right. Just let Dana do the penalty by herself.
We made a promise, Keiichi-kun, that we would both win. I waited all this time, you know. You know?
Ugh, I'm sorry about that.
He's gonna turn her in. Well, now he has a good reason to be murdered.
I followed my initial plan of showing Dana my cards, but I didn't say who was the criminal, and just waited for her to call.
I got it! The murderer is me! With the poison at the entrance. Is it? Is it?
My, Dana. Quite a quick answer. Another stab in the dark? Oh.
Dana's correct.
Oh, then it's decided that Keiichi-san will take part in the penalty as well.
Hooray! Keiichi-kun, 一緒に頑張るぞ!
Yeah, let's do our best. It's my fault, so I have no choice.
Yeah, you shouldn't have given it up for her, you fucking simp. Bitch.
That's the game. It's me, Mion Sonozaki, ranked first.
And dead last are Keiichi Maebara and Dana Ryugu.
Everybody applauded as the game ended. The problem now was the penalty. Now then, I ranked first, so I get to decide what you'll be buying for the gopher penalty. I totally would never do the exact same. He's just like 14 and got his first kiss. Can you blame him? Bro, you gotta have priorities. Winning should always... My fucking voice crack right there. Priorities! Winning is number one. Winning comes before your girl. Got it? Winning comes first. First! Well, what will she make us buy, I wonder? I wonder... Let's blacklist the drugstore. That was your aim, wasn't it? I don't have any business at the drugstore. This Oji-san's already got a list prepared for you on this piece of paper. Whoa, there's a lot written here. A lot? Damn it, what is she making us buy? 2 blocks of tofu, shampoo and conditioner, apple vinegar and fried tofu. The heck is this? She's gonna make meth. It looks more like a shopping list than a penalty. I was certain she was going to win today. Rule 7 of our society. You cannot refuse any penalty. Here's some money. The shampoo I usually get is Fruit Fable. Thanks. This is just your grocery list. I promised myself that if I won next time, I'd make her go buy hemorrhoid cream. It's for my mom. That's all she has to say on the checkout. I went to grab some food. How's my favorite character, Tomitake? うるせえじゃん。もう死んでしまいました。There are more than 4 perpetrators? Search notice. Ooh, okay. Let's read this hint. He's EBD. He's just a little itchy. Hypovolemic shock induced by clawing out their own throat. Tissue is packed under the nails, not someone else's nails. It's undoubtedly by the individual's own nails. The shape of the scars also match. Yeah, I know the immediate cause of death was suicide. I get it. You're saying the cause of the death is unnatural, right? It's kind of like when your back itches and you scratch a little too hard and draw blood. Easy peasy. Some of Tomitake-san's fingernails have been pulled out. Blech. It's actually quite simple to pull out one's own nails, but it really hurts. Under normal circumstances, the pain would prevent you from completely pulling them. Someone's like fucking torturing him. There are also a lot of bruises on Tomitake-san's body. It's clear from the shape of them that he was assaulted by someone or a group of people. According to the toxicology report, the deceased was in an extreme state of hysteria right before the death. Then he fought back and clawed out his own throat because of how hysterical he'd become. The guys attacking him certainly would have been surprised by that. It's possible in such an abnormal environment a person could perform acts a sane individual couldn't possibly imagine. Those, of course, are very rare cases. Actually, Oishi-kun, would that wood plank in the deceased be used as a weapon? They only found sand and the paint from the guardrail on it. What about the cloth fibers or skin? Nothing. The deceased didn't even strike the assailants, or it could be that they took the plank he was fighting back with. In that case, they wouldn't have gone out of their way to replace it with another. They'd take them all. That's true. Tomitake-san's pretty built and tanned. He was quite athletic. That's right. He was pretty active. How could he get away from 4 people? How could he not get away from 4 people, dude? Thanks for the follow, KZ. Arigato ne. I can't imagine what kind of sports he did when he was alive, but I think his physical strength would have been on the higher side, meaning he would have been difficult to overpower in a brawl. If a man with such physique sensed he was in danger and swung the plank around quickly, it's unthinkable that it wouldn't even nick the perpetrator, and that his opponent was unarmed. This guy had a wooden plank, so you think he'd hit him at least once. But he's got tons of bruises, so maybe they did. To surround and take down someone of his own physique, I wonder how many people it would take. You dimwit, you should know better than anyone. Have you forgotten your bad cop days? If I were to take down this guy, how many would I need? When a group wants to take down big prey, it's fundamental to attack with numbers. I guess about 4. Even if there was a gap in their strength, they'd manage. Then there were quite a few perpetrators. So any drunken, disorderly groups of more than 4 are suspicious? A group of 4 or more. Just, if they had that many, they couldn't have hidden the body in a less obvious location? Or did he somehow break away from that fatal predicament? Okay, it's 4. I get it, game. You're so clever. I wonder if it's 'cause there's 4 other people in Keiichi's group. I wonder. Then there'd be no reason to commit suicide. Moreover, I can't comprehend the irregular way he died. It's full of mysteries. That's under serious consideration on my end, too. I'll be examining as thoroughly as possible, but don't get your hopes up. After all, we've never encountered a death like this before. I'm not hoping for much, but I am looking forward to the results. Oishi-san, the chief is calling you. Thanks. See you around. Yeah. Best wishes. Wait, so if they were just killing... 4 equals sheep doesn't hurt either. Oh yeah, 4 is death. Death! Search notice. Jiro Tomitake. Deceased. Resided in a cheap hotel in Shishibone City. Registered under the name Jiro Tomitake. Pen name? Oh. Wait, that's not his real name. Travels by a folding bike. No license. The bicycle was found around 300 meters away, abandoned at the side of a forest path. Present on the day of the festival, accompanied by a missing Mio Takano. Was seen around 9 p.m. by police. Location afterwards unknown. Held residence in Hinamizawa for 1 week, each season for the last 5 to 6 years. Freelance photographer specializing in wild birds. Check with magazine companies. Nothing suspicious in the film located among the articles of the deceased. Wallet was among articles of the deceased. Mere act of violence? From the contents of his wallet, he spent most of his time around Tokyo and Chiba. Around the Sobu National Railway line. No individual matching the name Jiro Tomitake was the residency records of any Tokyo wards. Compare T to dental records. Send to Metro Police. Attach a photo. Send to Metro Police. Contacting magazines regarding Jiro Tomitake. Mio Takano, missing. Nurse at Irie Clinic. Became close to Tomitake through her passion for wild bird photography. Resides in Okinomiya District. Single. Witnessed accompanying Tomitake on the festival grounds. Currently missing. Abducted? Or maybe a suspect? An important person of interest. Had no motive to kill the deceased. Squabble from jealousy? Need to thoroughly investigate their relationship, place of work, etc. Need to get information from the police on scene again. I want some cream puffs. 4 jumbo ones. Oishi. Hey! You can't say things like that on a fucking death report. God damn. I would like 4 cream puffs, jumbo size too, though. I could eat all of them. I'll eat them all. That does sound good right now. Tomitake was about to get laid and then he got murdered. Well, happens to the best of us. All the goofy music is continuing. Like, chill out, game. Well, that's chapter 1. Or chapter 1 of today. So, that's pretty good progress. Yeah, I bet we can finish. I want to finish the game. So the moral is don't get lit. Yes. Never. Guys, this is teaching me things that are very important life lessons. Just like in when we played Parasocial, the moral of the story isn't that VTubers are bad. It's that I have hiccups. It's not that I have hiccups. It's that boyfriend. It was because he had a boyfriend that is because she had a boyfriend was because she got stalked. So don't have a boyfriend in stream. Don't have a boyfriend in stream. Hi, After Story. Welcome to the stream. Fuck that game? Wait. It was dumb. Game's like someone got murdered. Sleepy. Me too. Whoa, that was a really big yawn, Keiichi-kun. I'm usually awake once it's time to eat, but it doesn't look like I can do it today. I thought the moral of the story was don't click links in chat, you goober. It can be that too, but I don't want to listen to that. I want my significant other to... Yeah, if they don't stalk me, they basically don't love me, right? Right? I was watching TV until late night. I'm so tired right now. Was one of those raunchy TV shows you loved so much on last night? How extremely vile! Don't jump to conclusions. It's perfectly normal for boys. Nothing to be ashamed about. Rika not patting my head only made it feel worse. Could you just let me pass out this lunch break? No, seriously.
My, you think I would just sit here and allow that?
I'll get really angry if you disturb me. Really angry. This is just dreadful. Just so sleepy. I slumped my head onto the desk and drifted off into an afternoon nap. It seemed that Satoko responded, but I pretended not to hear.
Got it out, Satoko-chan. Keiichi-kun fell asleep. His sleeping face. So cute.
You can take him home later. Let him be for now. Let's move over there.
It'd be rude to Keiichi if we bothered him now.
Dika-chan really is a good girl.
Let's not wake him up, even if the teacher comes back.
Well, I take that back. The excuse I didn't sleep much last night because I was watching TV was a lie. I was in bed the usual time, but because of the conversation with Oishi-san that afternoon, I didn't get much sleep. Just spending the day like this, it's almost as if the incident with Tomitake-san didn't happen at all. It made me think, was Oishi just trying to deceive me?
I like how they named the fat cop Oishi.
This is a little funny. But it was probably the truth. One thing was certain, I couldn't speak to anyone about it. He wanted my assistance, but I didn't really know anything about it. If I knew I wasn't going to be of any help, I probably wouldn't have listened in the first place. It ended up with me, again, regretting learning something I didn't need to know.
Oishi is delicious. Oishi could be like big rock. Oishi is delicious. But O can be big, Ishi is rock. So he's either a big rock or delicious. Either way, I think it's a funny fucking name.
If I'd never learned anything about it, I would, without a doubt, be goofing off with the rest of them right now.
Always wondered why Dana says Kai. It's just because the way she talks, I bet. It might be Hinamizawa's, like, on Hinamizawa there? Oshi means miru. Hi! 確かに。
I couldn't help but resent Oishi for this. Huh? When was that? I heard he wasn't there the next day. It appears he had vanished the night of the Watanagashi. Mian whispered to the others from listening, but I could hear it clearly. On the other hand, Lena's voice was even harder to pick out. I could still tell that she was quite upset. Couldn't it be? Are they talking about Tomitake-san? Not sure. That's all I know. I would have to feign ignorance about this topic because I needed to keep it a secret. Rather than waking up and being forced to lie to the conversation, it was much easier to sit here and pretend I was asleep to join in on the conversation.
Do all names mean something, or is it just a pun for him? I mean, I'm not fluent in Japanese, I couldn't tell you. But I just picked up on that. Never too late to start learning. Yeah, you can always start studying. Just okay. Dana, Mion, Satoko, Rika.
Wait, why did I have to pretend to be asleep while eavesdropping on my friend's conversation? The guilt stung. So, and me, there are others, right? It's two. But they don't know if it's from the curse, or if this was an onikakushi. Onikakushi? Onikakushi? To be hidden away by a demon. What a mysterious phrase. I did, however, get the feeling it meant nothing good.
Well, there was another, right? Right?
If it's Oyashiro-sama's, yeah.
But, at all?
Grandma and the mayor talked about it. It seems they talked to the police beforehand. They said they'd take care of whatever happens this year without causing a commotion.
Then, without us knowing, someone had... Them? You mean?
Maybe.
Next could... I wonder.
Don't worry. You got home safely.
But, it's not allowed, right?
That was a long time ago. Let's stop talking about this. Amidst the uncomfortable mood, both of them went silent. The entirety of the conversation was a bit unclear, but a few parts caught my attention. First of all, the term onikakushi. To be demoned away. By the context it was used in, I would guess it's similar to being spirited away. I suspected that's what it meant because Tomitake-san and the woman, it really bugged me that I don't know her name, vanished after the Watanagashi. The next thing that struck out when Reina said, there's another one, right? Mion also said, if it's Oyashiro-sama's, yeah, responding to something. If it's Oyashiro-sama's curse, then there had to be 2 victims. Is that what she meant? Come to think of it, I remember Mion saying at the beginning they didn't know if it was from the curse or if it was a case of the Onikakushi. It seemed that the curse and being demoned away are different things, and they were phenomena that were paired together. I recalled Tomitake-san's terrible end. That wasn't something as elegant as just disappearing. That horrendous end could be described as cursed. Then the woman with him. It means she vanished because she was demoned away? What I do know is there's a normally even number of victims of the curse proper. And the last point that bothered me was Dana. Dana was frightened. For what reason, I didn't know.
Festival date didn't go well? Well, for them, not for us, though. We still got a kiss. We still got a smooch. We still got a smooch from Reina, even if this town is fucked up and weird. I do wonder why, like, nobody wants to go back, right? Like, none of them are like, oh, I really want to go to the city and see what it's like. Normally, that's something you kind of see a lot in, like, Normally, it's something you kind of see a lot in, like, small town stories. At least one of them wants to get away, but all these girls seem pretty complacent. Especially Mio, who doesn't really have... Like, she's graduating soon, right? But, However, she knew something that made her a potential target for Oyashiro-sama's curse. Maybe she's just worried about me. If I recall correctly, Oyashiro-sama should be the guardian deity. Didn't she mention she wasn't born here either? Yeah, you're right. She did. She really briefly mentioned it. Yeah. So I think maybe you're right. Isn't a guardian deity supposed to defend out citizens and drive out invaders? If I recall correctly, Oishi said that originally the targets were enemies of the village, but recently there was no longer any distinction between them or regular outsiders. But if that was the case, then I think I'd be more likely to be targeted, having moved here more recently than Dana. From her composure, I could infer that she was grimly certain that she would be next. I should probably relay that I just heard that now to Oishi-san. What I just heard now to Oishi-san. Informing the police of what I heard by eavesdropping on my friends while pretending to be asleep. It made me feel terrible. It raised a few questions and left me with a bad taste in my mouth. Would it be better not to seek the answer to those questions? As I continued to learn more and more, I felt like I had fallen past the point of no return. I would definitely regret this one day. I would definitely regret having ever learned of these events. And then the goofy music, yay! Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Who fucking cares? Nobody cares. We can all die tomorrow. It's fucking goofy ass, goofy, stupid dumb music. Also, yeah, the reason why Sergi said he's giving a shift to you is because there were no other mods but him, but he has dookie shitter town Wi-Fi or something. I don't know. Yeah. The teacher approaches. Keiichi-san, you must awaken! In the distance, I could hear the ring of the handbell signaling the start of afternoon classes. Ugh, I couldn't sleep at all. I hastily opened my eyes and raised my head up. It was in that moment when I leaned against the back of my... Ooh! There was a thumbtack stuck to the back of my chair with tape. Circumstantial evidence was enough. Satoko! Guilty without trial. Capital punishment. I furiously jumped up from my seat, and I tripped over my feet as if they were tangled up. My shoelaces had been tied together. Not bad. Satoko! While I was sleeping, you were able to conceal your presence and pull off this fine piece of work. The teacher came in right as I was about to pull off my shoes and tackle Satoko. Did you not notice that our teacher has arrived, Keiichi-san? Take your seats. Clomp, clomp, whoosh, poof. Not caring one bit, I made her eat a flick to the forehead. Keiichi-san is being mean. Hey, don't pick on the younger kids, Maibara-kun. Apologize to her. I saw Satoko stick out her tongue at me. That little brat. I love Satoko. Come on, Maibara-kun. Yeah, I'll apologize. What a bully. What a bully. Sorry, Satoko-san. In any case, I apologize even though it was a completely insincere tone of voice. Damn her. I'll remember this. Kei-chan, get your revenge at the club meeting. Take your seat. I sat down after Mion told me to. She'd switched class representative mode. Onikakushi. Onikakushi. Sorry for bonking you. Okay, I'm kind of tired of the. I want more of the spooky stuff. I'm a little tired of the way. How do you say? The class activities. I'm okay with it. I think we can be done with it. Let's move on. Nah. Nah. Play Outlast. Buy it for me, bitch. With the boring classes finished, school is finally over for the day. Now then, what should we do for our club today? Personally, I would like to play the deduction game one more time. I was hardly able to play it last time because of Oishi-san. Dana and I weren't even able to test her strategy. Well, they kind of were. That's right. Today, Keiichi-san and I will really be victorious. What should we do? We've never played the game 2 days in a row before. Why not try asking me? Me down. I'll drink. Getting you to really, really love them. I love them, but things need to move. Chop chop. It's too slow burn for my fucking baby ass brain. Did I do 3 rounds? Yes, I did. I'm crocheting while I'm reading this, by the way. Mian looked over her shoulder as we made eye contact. She slowly tapped her palm with her fist as her face suddenly lit up. Oops! I completely forgot I need to help my uncle today. Sorry guys, not today. Helping your uncle? Aren't you a little goody two-shoes? Sorry, really? I really did forget. Well then, sorry guys. This little design is heading back home now. Thank you for the follow, Divado. Thank you. Mian left us with that and brushed off to the next exit. You see, Mi-chan, she sometimes goes to help out her uncle's shop in town. Ah, I thought she wasn't the type to get up in such bothersome stuff. She said that she gets paid for it. It's quite a bit of spending money from what I hear. Oh, I see. She was able to pay for that mountain of games with what she saved up from there. Aw, that's cute. But that... wouldn't you call it a part-time job? Isn't that against school policy? I do like the... Why would a part-time job be against school policy? Like, it's good to earn money. There's a clause that states family businesses are excluded. Is that what she's calling it? So what now? Pass on the club today? So we're done today, I guess. Won't be fine even without the class president. Let's do this. Distraction from school is bad, okay. Yeah, I guess I can see that, but it's still stupid. I opened the club locker and began searching for the deduction game from that ever-growing pile of games. Ah, here it is. The deduction game from yesterday. Man, I had to stop just as I was getting the hang of it. At the very least, I wanted to repay Satoko for what she did during afternoon break. Thanks for the follow, Marchiju. Thank you. I do not mind. But is that fine for Dana-san and Nika? If Keiichi-kun wants to so badly, I wouldn't mind playing for a bit. I think it's better if we do it when we have everyone together. When she says it like that, just go home. Advance the plot. I wanted to go shopping if there wasn't a club meeting today. Going to buy soy sauce and other things. Oh, that's right. I completely forgot. Well, I guess it's been a while. I should go treasure hunting. What's this now? Everyone was no longer in the mood for club activities. If I kept on trying to push the matter, it would make them realize I had a trick up my sleeve. Ah well, I'll give up this time. Man, I really was looking forward to playing it. I shuffled through the cards as if I was still caught up on it. At the next opportunity, I shall give you a sound thrashing. The murder is Satoko. The murder weapon is pistol. It was you after all. What did you say? Then I'll just... Satoko looked through the cards of the deck and stuck out 3 of them at me. The murder is Keiichi in the lounge with the rope. I don't need no rope. I'll just strangle you like this. Whoa. No! Keiichi-san is such a beast. Whew. Well, I guess it's good that I got that out of my system. Did she fucking strangle the lolly? I'll kill him. I'll remember this Keiichi-san. She was just used as a plaything. How unfortunate. Cute. What the fuck? This is like serial abuse. What the hell? Forehead flick at most. I hope so. Everyone got ready to go back home. I also helped gather up the scattered cards. I suddenly paused. I had a thing in my teeth. I need a floss. But I noticed something strange. Reina, Satoko, Rika, Keiichi, Mio. Satoshi? Satoshi? Not all the cards are made by us. Or at least every card besides this one was the name of a club member. Does this mean that Satoshi fellow is a member? Was there someone in the class named Satoshi? I couldn't find anyone named Satoshi on the class roster stuck up on the wall. Keiichi-kun, hayaku kaerou yo. Being rushed by Reina, I finished up quickly. Satoko and Rika-chan had already headed merrily for their lockers, so we were the only ones left in the classroom. Floss like Fortnite? No! That was loud. Right now, Dana had gotten her bag and was ready to leave. Dana, there must be quite a few people who transfer from this school, right? I tried asking Dana in a bit of a roundabout way. Dana made a troubled face and answered. Yeah, Hinamizawa's a rural town, right? Some people transfer out every now and then. Then Satoshi is another one of these transferees. Sorry? I don't really know. There was a bit of a pause, and the answer was pretty much immediate. I'm not saying it to be mean. Just last year, I transferred in, so maybe I missed him. I didn't hear much about him. Sorry. He was murdered. I'm not sure, sorry. Her answer was a lot like when she refused to tell me about the murder at the dam. I was saddened by her denial. I felt a little bit of anger. I'm their friend, aren't I? Friends don't keep secrets from their friends, do they? I do appreciate that they kept that unsettling curse thing from me, but if everyone's worried about it, I'd rather be worried with them. First time with higurashi? Hi! This is my first time. I don't know what's gonna happen. That's what it means to be friends, right? Casey's keeping secrets, that's true, but only because everybody else does as well. For a moment, I wondered what kind of face I was making just then, with all these mixed feelings of sadness and annoyance. Keiichi-kun, you're making a scary face. Why is it? Why? It was probably the exact kind of face Dana said it was. I appeared and my grim expression had frightened her. Sorry, I was just really looking forward to the club today, so I'm feeling a bit down about it. I rustled Dana's hair. Let's go home. Dragging that awkward mood with us, we headed home. Beep, 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 beep. Shh, 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 shh. I wonder why. Why have I been getting this dumb feeling lately? I don't know anything. I had nothing to worry about. I was just enjoying my everyday life. My long, outstretched shadow gave no answer to my naive inquiry. Keiichi-kun, are you tired, maybe? Maybe? Dana timidly questioned the reason behind my mood. I'm sure my expression made the situation even more unsettling. You think so? Yeah. You seem to have been a little out of it since this morning. Maybe a cold? Physically, I was pretty sure I was in perfect health. It might not seem it, but I've had perfect attendance since elementary school. Dana continued on since I didn't give her an answer. My ears burn. Ah! Does that fix it? It could be the fatigue from moving has finally caught up to you. It's completely different from where you used to live after all. Of course you've gotten tired, since there's so much you need to get used to and remember. Maybe that's it. Yeah, it has to be. Dana was also like that at first too. I can tell, you know. You know? I wonder if Dana's also experienced a slight bit of alienation last year that I was feeling right now. Thinking so, I felt that she was the only one who could understand how I felt. I'd like to hear about how you first came to Hinamizawa. How was it? I had a feeling I had been drawn into the conversation. Her face suddenly brightened. It was the same as Keiichi-kun. Oh, oops. Wrong button. Wrong button. I didn't know the villagers' names at all. Mita and the rest were very kind, so I wasn't lonely, but I did feel a little out of place. Dana told me all the details of when she had moved here. Lena told me all the details of when she had moved here. All of her first acquaintances and surprises, worries and good times.
So, Setoko got you too?
Yeah, there was a thumbtack on my chair. Boink! And then with that, yeah, that really takes me back.
When were you invited to the club? The first day?
Nah, there wasn't a club at the beginning. It was formed partway through. One day she said we should stay and hold a big game tournament.
Come to think of it, Mion did say she was the first club president. Now I get it.
It's a secret, but Mito used to be really bad at the beginning. She'd never win.
Huh? Mion, really? I can't even imagine that.
She had to do the most of the penalties that she came up with. Seriously, don't tell.
I can't believe Mion was like that. So she gradually transformed into a monster who used any means necessary to win during that time. Mion is at her best when she's fighting dirty.
I began making more friends besides Mita after that, but yeah, it might have been only since we moved here that I finally felt like I've gotten used to it here.
I guess Dana had also been in the dark about Oyashiro-sama when she just moved here. I guess when they finally told me about Oyashiro-sama, I'd be considered one of them.
Oopsie. I keep hitting it because my hands are sitting funny on my keyboard.
I wonder when I'll finally be considered one of them.
Huh? Did you say something?
No, sorry. Just talking to myself.
Keiichi-kun, you silly.
Dana was poking and laughing at me, and I couldn't help but laugh as well. But I suddenly stopped. Then, after making up my mind, I spoke. Hey, Dana. Is there something that everybody is keeping from me?
Huh? No, not at all.
You're lying, aren't you? Dana suddenly stopped. Her expression was cold and intense.
What do you mean by that, Keiichi-kun?
Her tone was still the same cheery and light-hearted one as before. You are, aren't you? Keeping something from me? After understanding what I meant, her expression grew even more intense. Seeing that face, I regretted saying something so rash, but she came back at me in a way I didn't expect. Whoa. Oh, look, that's kind of scared me. No!
Damn it! Fuck! Wait.
Oh, I think maybe they're both scary. どっちでも怖いかな.
Well then, Keiichi-kun, aren't you keeping something from us?
Huh? Her tone didn't change, but it was the first time I've seen this expression on Dana. How her gaze pierced through me. I couldn't believe this was the same Dana.
Aren't you? Lies or secrets. Aren't you?
You are. Secrets. She didn't actually say that part, but she looked as if she did. The incident with Tomitake-san, and how I felt alienated from the group. Even without having to think about it, there were things that I knew I felt guilty about. But I didn't tell everyone about what happened with Tomitake-san to be considerate. I was keeping it a secret the same way they didn't tell me about Oyashiro-sama. Then aren't we even? No, I'm not. No lies, nor secrets.
Liar.
Her answer was instant and it shook me. Dana stared as if burrowing through me, watching me like a hawk. Why would you say I'm lying?
Didn't you say that you were called into the teacher's room yesterday during the club meeting, Keiichi-kun? I know. You didn't go to the teacher's room.
I swallowed hard. It clearly wasn't a bluff. She knew what happened.
The teacher said you had a guest, didn't she? But you didn't talk at the entrance. You talked inside of the car near the school gate with some man we don't know.
Dana knew everything.
If my girl don't look at me like that, I don't want her. Woo!
Shit. Did she know all of it?
Exactly who was that man?
I don't know him.
Why did someone you don't know have business with you?
I want to know that myself.
Then what did you talk about?
It was nothing to do with you guys. It was a lie. Lies! Dana's scream echoed through the trees, sending frightened birds into the air. I couldn't exhale the deep breath I'd just taken. No, it was like I wasn't allowed to exhale. It was here, I first realized. The person in front of me. She wasn't Dana Ryugu. Then who was it standing before me just now? Who would assume Dana Ryugu's appearance? I held my breath for so long I could feel myself suffocating.
Right?
Then she made a facial expression Reina normally would have made. It didn't matter that it was Dana's usual smile. It chilled me to the bone. She drew closer to me. I felt her breath against my face. It wasn't the least bit exciting. Whoever this was with Dana's face was going to chew my nose right off. I cowered as I imagined that. Then she smirked, as if she was able to see right through me. We also have secrets. Just like how Keiichi-kun has secrets. It was Dana's usual smile, but her eyes were still like that of a hawk's. Bringing her face close enough to mine to almost bump into my nose, she kindly persuaded me. I couldn't nod or shake my head. This person standing in front of me, this person who looked like Dana, frightened me to my core. I was terrified knowing that she could hear the sound of me swallowing nervously. After what felt like an eternity, a long, empty silence, she finally spoke. Let's go. It's getting chilly. It was Dana again, smiling at me once more. She started walking as if nothing at all had happened. When I was released from her gaze, my legs gave out from under me and I slumped onto the ground. I wasn't able to lift a finger until Dana was out of sight. Who was that? I felt cold. My body was drenched in sweat. I was finally able to form a coherent thought and ask myself once again, who was that person? Who looked like Dana Ryugu? Yaba. It's scary. This doesn't look like Keiichi's normal house, does it? I was out of it and couldn't bring myself to do anything until dinner, except stare blankly into space. Why was I terrified from Reina going off on me? No, that's not right. It was someone else who only looked like Dana. Then who could it have been? It was a dreadful feeling, knowing that someone else, not Dana. So tomorrow I shouldn't have a problem going and talking to Dana like I usually do. The thought was strangely comforting. I concluded that I should just calm down and clear my head. Rather than the kitchen. Yeah, but it looks like too old to be in the same house that the kitchen and lounge is from. I don't know. Those thoughts continued swirling around in my mind. Finally, I returned to my senses as I heard my mother calling out to me from the bottom of the steps. Keiichi! It's a call from the bookstore. Bookstore? Can't think of why they'd be calling me. I went downstairs and picked up the receiver anyways. My apologies for calling so late at night. It's me, Oishi, of the Okinomiya bookshop. Oishi-san? Ah, it's Oishi-san. Sorry, since your parents picked up, I said it was from the bookstore. It puts people off when I say I'm a police officer. Oishi-san was in his own way rather courteous. Even so, I didn't want my parents hearing me talk to the police. I brought the cordless phone with me as I dashed back up to my room on the second floor. Sorry for calling so late. The phone number on the piece of paper I gave you is essentially the old number. My apologies. Can you copy down the number I'm about to give you? Ah, yeah. Okay. He gave me the number for his direct line as I wrote it down. I thought that was the end of it, but he began making pointless small talk, and it was pretty hard to hang up. So how's it been, Maebara-san? Did anything strange happen recently? I see. This was the real reason. He really beat around the bush. His adult conversation skills left me slack-jawed. Are you from around here, Oishi-san? Yeah, I am. Born and raised in Okinomiya. If he's from around here, he might know. Ah, Oishi-san. Do you know what this onikakushi thing is about? I believe that's when somebody suddenly vanishes because they've been abducted by a demon. It's a special saying from around here. It has the same meaning as spirited away, like everyone else says. Whereas my friends would say they didn't know when I asked, this older man gave me a direct answer. It made me a bit happy that he answered me directly without trying to hide anything. Hinamizawa was... not too sure if I should tell you this, Maebara-san. Don't try and play this off. If you're not going to talk, then I'm not going to tell you anything. Ah, no. That's not what I mean. It's just, it may make you feel sad, or bad. You see, long ago, Hinamizawa was feared as a village where demons reside. Demons? By demons you mean those pitchfork-carrying things in hell? More like human-eating monsters. They'd go down to villages, snatching up people up, and gobbling them down, that kind of tale. Demons snatching up people is what this onikakushi really means. They say it's a curse and being demoned away, they say that the curse and being demoned away happened together. What does that mean? I already knew about the mysterious deaths happening 5 years in a row, but I didn't know there were people disappearing for those same 5 years. The curse and being demoned away happened together. First time I've heard of that. Is that how it is, Maibara-san? That's what I want to know. I heard Dana and Mion talking. They sounded as if it really was Oyashiro-sama's curse, and then both the curse and the demoning away would happen. Oyashiro-sama began hemming and hawing over the other end of the receiver. Maybe something about that came to mind. Maibara-san, do you know the first incident? The murder by dismemberment? Ah! The guy that was never found! Onikakushi! The guy who was never found, he was demoned away. Yeah. One of the 6 perpetrators still on the run, right? Hypothetically. What if he isn't on the run, but he was demoned away? Huh? It was an outrageous hypothesis from Oishi-san. The incident 4 years ago was a particularly ghastly one. The police already knew the perpetrators, so they posted tons of wanted posters with his face on them. They staked out various locations and investigated every possible escape route he had. But after 4 years, there wasn't even a hint of where he might be. Unless the police were completely incompetent. Which, if it was an outrageous hypothesis, I couldn't simply laugh it off. Then what about the incident next year? When the man who supported the project and his wife both died in an accident? Well, actually, it was only the husband who died in the accident. His wife's body never surfaced. Unless we find the body, then it's considered a missing person by law. At the time of the incident, with the river below, the cliffs being muddy rapids, the police divers had searched every branch off of the main stream of the river for dozens of miles, but in the end, they weren't able to find her body. But that's not them not being able to find the body. She's still dead, right? Isn't it different from her being demoned away? We cannot say someone's dead without their body. Until a certain number of years pass, by law, she's treated as still alive. I'm not sure if it was right to call that being demoned away. The wife is missing. At least that part was reality. Well, how about the 3rd year? The Shinto priest died of illness, and his wife committed suicide. Maibara-san, that's the exact same scenario. The wife had supposedly thrown herself into the bottomless marsh in the forest around Hinamizawa, meaning it's all circumstantial evidence. They simply found her suicide note in the front of the marsh. A diver was able to recover a few remnants, but they weren't able to find a body. The investigative headquarters believed that she had faked her death and was still alive somewhere. I'm not sure we could call these cases being demoned away. It's just as if you said, every year one person does go missing. The incident this year, the woman with Tomitake-san has gone missing. Then what about the incident with the housewife being beaten to death? Who went missing? I believe the perpetrator was caught, right? Yeah, we arrested him. He was just a miscreant with a record of narcotics abuse. He admitted to the crime while being questioned in a different incident. But, well, you see, after he was arrested, a child from the victim's home went missing. It's still under investigation as to whether or not the disappearance had anything to do with the crime. But you said you caught him, right? Did he have an accomplice? No idea. It's considered a separate case. Moreover, we can't even check now, because while under investigation, that man, he died in his holding cell. He swallowed a spork and choked to death. What the fuck? It's still not known whether it was an accident or suicide. Meaning for the last 5 years, there's always one person who dies and one who goes missing. That's about right. No, actually, I'm surprised as well. I never realized they had that in common. I couldn't believe this could help lead to the closing of those incidents. It was just something they had in common. Could it be that those demoned away have something in common? Oh, Ishii-san mumbled as he seemed to be thinking about it. Did you know there's a mod for this game? Yeah, people have mentioned it, but I didn't really have time after getting home to install it, and I like doing the voices by myself. There's not really... Yeah, I don't think there's any point in streaming if it's all voice acted anyways, because it's not like there's any, like, gameplay. It would just be me, like, sitting here, a reaction streamer, and be like, and I don't want to do that. But yeah, if we ever do play all the other games, left click simulator, enter key simulator, really. So I summarize the events. The first year was the dam employee. Second year was the wife of the dam project supporter. Third year was the wife of the Shinto priest. Fourth year was the victim's family's child. And the fifth year was the victim's girlfriend, I guess. It doesn't seem like there's anything that connects them. Hi Noah, welcome to the stream. With the Exception of the first year wives and girlfriends. Those do stand out. It does seem like there are a lot. Then that means the fourth year's victim's child was different. It would have really stood out if they were all married couples, except it's not just married couples, but parents and children as well.
You know those nodding bird things? You just place one of them over your mouth and there you go, content. That's true! I've always wanted one of those. I wish I knew what they were called.
Come to think of it, I believe Tomitake-san also told me the younger brother is still alive and has moved, if I recall correctly. The child that went missing in the fourth year, who were they? Apparently he was quite mature, 1 year older than you. Damn. His name was Satoshi Hojo-san.
Satoshi.
Huh? Satoshi? I remember that name. Didn't they tell me Satoshi transferred out last year? He was at your school up until last year. Didn't they tell you anything about him? Come to think of it, when I transferred in, I believe they said my seat belonged to a recent transfer student. Then where I sat once belonged to the one who demoned away. It was his seat. I recalled the cold sensation that came from that desk. It made my hair stand on end. The string of mysterious deaths. No, Yashiro-sama's curse. I now knew how it connected to me. That chilling sensation was the feeling of Oyashiro-sama caressing the back of my neck. Oyashiro-sama's curse, huh? Could Oyashiro-sama's curse really exist? In all honesty, I was beginning to believe it, and I was scared. That was why I wanted to say it was a plot crafted by a man and not the work of a curse. But the more I dug into it, the less likely it seemed. No, the more I dug, the more mysterious it became. If I kept digging eventually, I'd reach the point where I'd learn something I really shouldn't know. To either be none the wiser or to seek an answer I may regret, which one would I be happier with? Maybe it'll be me next time. My execution could only be delayed for 1 year. That was when I remembered. Dana. Dana said she might be the next victim of the curse. You mean Dana Ryugu-san? She transferred in last year and she's your classmate, isn't she? These incidents might really be a bit too disturbing for a girl. She's not just scared, is she? It wasn't that. She said it might be her next. She said it in a way that made me think she had a concrete reason behind it. It felt like she was convinced, almost as if, you could say, she was frightened. Her sudden change in demeanor. At someone who looked like Dana but wasn't Dana. It might be unrelated. All the strange things I felt from Dana today came back to me. I see. Then I'll be doing a bit of investigation on this end. Please continue your observations of Ryugu-san, Maebara-san. Are you asking me to keep Dana under surveillance? That's not what I mean, Maebara. Maebara-san. I just want you to watch out for your friend so she doesn't end up the next victim. At that moment, my mouth was agape, because I was just so impressed with his mature, clever way with words. Knock, knock. A sudden knock at the door sent my heart racing. In an instant, I had pointlessly covered up the end of the receiver. Keiichi, get the door, please. On the other side of the door, I heard my father's oddly upbeat voice. What could it be? It's so late. Sorry, my dad just came in. Can we leave it at this for tonight? Yeah. My apologies again for calling you so late. If you find out anything else, please let me know. I'll tell you if I make any progress on this end. Well then, have a pleasant evening. Keiichi, hayaku akero yo. Dad's got his hands full. What is Dad doing? I'd stayed in the same position while on the phone the whole time, so my joints were aching. When I opened the door, I saw my father standing there with a tray. On that tray, cookies, 2 cups of black tea, a fairly fancy spread for our household. There was even sugar and lemon slices on the side, everything you could ask for. That was quite the show of hospitality. What's going on here, Dad? What's all this stuff for? Oh, come on now, don't play around, Keiichi. I'm coming in. Dad was in high spirits and had a smirk on his face. But for my entire life, I've never seen him act this hospitable. What had gotten into him? So what were you talking about? I jumped. It's not something I had to keep from my father. How could I explain it to him while I was talking to a detective, I'm assuming he was, this late at night? Nothing much, just a friend. I don't mean on the phone. She was here, wasn't she? Dana-chan? Whoa, 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 whoa! Wait! Dana-chan, you're not. Come on now. Don't try and keep it from me. She just came over to play. You two were chatting away, so I thought I'd bring some tea, but it looked like I just missed her. I had no idea what Dad was talking about, but a cold sweat dripped down my back. How long were we talking? Ina-chan went upstairs about half after, so I guess it was close to... She heard the whole thing! She heard the whole fucking thing! She was there! No! She's gonna kill us! We're fucked! She's gonna kill us. She's gonna kill us. This is it. She fucking snuck into my house. She's gonna fucking kill me. She loves me! Yeah! And if a double-decker bus crashes into us, to die by your side, well, the pleasure, the privilege is mine. Dana-chan went upstairs. Oh, fuck. I already read that. You saw her come up to the second floor? Yeah, I did. The fuck is this song? It's from The Smiths. I don't remember what it's called. There's a light and never goes out. I can't play it or else I get copyright and strike-ed. What is it called? Hi, Salmon. What's that song called? And if a double-decker bus crashes into us, to die by your side, well, the pleasure, the privilege is mine. There's a light that never goes out. Yeah, I got the name right. Hi, Nug. Welcome to the stream. Hi, Salmon. I also told you that your room was the door down the hall to the stairs. Dana came to my house about an hour ago. Dad met her at the door and called out to me on the second floor. I probably didn't hear him because I was so focused on my conversation with Oishi-san. I didn't reply, but he knew I was in my room, so we had her come inside. Then told her my room was on the second floor. She thanked my dad and went upstairs, and about half an hour passed. She passed my dad as he was bringing up tea and left. She came upstairs, and about an hour passed, then came to my dad and returned home. Then, after she came upstairs, until she left... Where was Dana? There's only a short hallway between my room and the stairs, meaning Dana had, for about an hour, in the hall. She couldn't have been standing in front of my door all that time. The door to my room wasn't particularly thick. You could easily hear everything being said inside. All the ominous things and the nonsense I spoke to Oishi-san began rushing through my head. Honey, don't tease him. More importantly, you need to clean up your studio. It's a mess again. My mom yelled at Dad from downstairs. My dad left the tray with me and went downstairs with a disappointed chortle. I followed my dad out of the room with my eyes. I looked down the floor, around the doorway where Dana might have stood all that time. Just now, as I was talking to Oishi-san, with my back turned, Dana was standing a mere 6 feet away the whole time! All that time in this dimly lit doorway, what did she see? What did she hear? For what reason? As the steam from the 2 teacups ominously wafted and twisted, the aroma of black tea filled my room. We're fucking dead. We're fucking dead. We're toast. Notice from the police chief. Nah, she just loves you. Is the game compared to the anime? I think it's supposed to be... I think the visual novel's supposed to be the same as the anime. But it's just like the anime's quicker. Oh yeah, Nook wanted to ask what you guys wanted for a new, like, animated emote, since he got us the other one that we really like. That I really like, the bonky one. So if you guys have good ideas, you should let him know. I think you should pick, not me. I'm gonna actually make some tea though, because now I'm thinking about tea. I want some more honey in my tea, because it was really yummy last night. I'm gonna put more honey in though, yay. Okay, I'll be right back, okay? Wait, I'll change this. Okay. ちょっと待ってくれな。
I'm back. Hello everyone. I got my tea. It's still really hot, so I can't eat it yet. Or drink it yet. Drink it yet. You drink tea. But I put extra honey in it, so it should be really yummy. So it should be extra yummy. Yummy. I hope everybody gets tea too, okay? Make sure you get something nice to drink. Or have something to hydrate. I actually didn't know this until recently, but like warm tea is better for your voice. Warm tea is like better for your voice than like cold. Cold water is actually not good for your voice. So like warm things are better, so that's why I'm trying to drink tea more. This is the tea I used to like to get at Aeon, which is like a store in Japan. It's like a grocery store in Japan. So when I run out of it, I'm gonna be sad. I'm gonna try and go to Don Quixote and look a bit. Hot things are worse for your gut though. Yeah, but I'm worried about my throat because my throat's itchy witchy. I'm blowing on my tea. Too hot. Alright, let's read the tips. July 1st, 1982. To Departments 1 through 12. Ex-Prefectural Police Headquarters. Director General. To the Chief Constable and all facility managers. Regarding cases situated in Hinamizawa Village. As cases in Shishibone City, Hinamizawa Village have been reported by certain sections of mass media. It has drawn global attention, which is causing serious repercussions for the local residents. This has become a serious situation. To protect the livelihood and prosperity of the residents, the following notice has been designate the following criminal investigations as classified. Okinomiya Station, 1982, case number X. Hinamizawa Village, housewife murdered, dated June. Okinomiya Station, 1982, case number X. Hinamizawa Village, student disappeared, dated June. June 12th, that's my birthday. Non-disclosure of information. Okinomiya... Wait, this is corrupt as hell. This has to be illegal. They're retracting all the information. Shira National Park falling incident. Miru's birthday is Watanagashi. Is it June 12th? Then yes, that would be fucked up. That would be really fucked up. Requesting self-restraint of each organization concerning release of sensitive information. Please see attached reference materials 1, 2, and 3. Management. Police Headquarters. Internal line. Police Affairs Department. What the fuck? They can't just classify information like that. That's messed up. I saved already, right? Yeah. Chapter 8. Weariness and a headache. Not a very nice way to start the day. Different music. What's wrong, Keiichi? You don't look so well. When did you go to sleep? It seemed that my mom had noticed my sullen state. Yesterday, I kept on waking up in the middle of the night. Without a doubt, I felt a presence. I felt like the presence of someone standing at my door. I told myself repeatedly that it was my imagination and forced myself to try and sleep. Except not being able to stand it, I gathered up all my courage and opened the door. Of course there wasn't anyone there. I think I did this 3 times throughout the night. Or maybe I just didn't remember doing it any more than that. Even though I was able to get to breakfast table without incident, I didn't feel at ease. It might be a cold. I don't really have an appetite. Hi, you do seem a little warm. Well, can you make it to school? Technically, I did go to a school, but it was mostly self-study. It wouldn't matter much if I missed a day, would it? It could have been that I hadn't been feeling well for the past few days because I really did have a cold. If I took some medicine and got a good day of rest, maybe I'd be able to greet everyone with a smile tomorrow. Bing bong! Startled, I looked back and forth between the entrance and the clock.
It was 10 minutes later than when I usually met up with Dana. It was Dana. Dana-chan came to get you. What are you going to do? Are you going to take the day off? Dana was a good girl. She might be somewhat quirky, but she was certainly cute. The lunches she made were delicious, and she always looked out for me. Why should I be so scared of something like that? It wasn't Dana's fault. It was probably mine. It had to have been my cold. It just had to be. I'll rest. Sorry. And I'll go send her off for you. Mom headed to the door. I would have to pass the entrance to get back to my room. I didn't have the nerve to meet with Reina, so I wrapped myself up with a blanket on the sofa and closed my eyes. I was so sleep-deprived I quickly fell into a deep slumber. Dana's a good girl. Nothing's bad. I had only intended to lie down for a bit, but it was almost noon when I woke up. I called out to my parents, but they didn't seem to be around. On the table I found lunch prepared and a note. Mom and Dad had apparently driven off to somewhere far away. It likely had to do with Dad's work. This happened every so often, so it wasn't that unusual. They would probably be back sometime after dinner. On the note, it said, "The insurance card is in the cabinet. Take it and go to the hospital." There was also a well-drawn map to the hospital. That's right. I hadn't been there before, so I didn't know exactly where it was. I had a light lunch, although it really was just leftovers from the morning, and in that case, went to the hospital. Normally I'd never be here, in the middle of the weekday. Just walking around like this had me feeling kind of guilty. It was an odd feeling. Following my mom's map, I took the road I usually never used. After walking for a bit, the hospital sign came into view. EDA Clinic was written rather stylishly on the sign. Oh, EDA. I wonder how they do that. It does say that. The rest of the clinic wasn't very big, but based on the scale of the rest of Hinamizawa, it was far too grand. There was a parking lot and even a reserved spot for buses. They must be making a mint. I spaced out in the air-conditioned waiting room until it was my turn to be seen. Maebara-san, please make your way to the examination room. After properly answering all of the chatty doctor's question, he responded with the old, "It's probably a cold." They gave me a shot in 3 days. A shot? Like a flu shot? I need to get my flu shot. I just remembered. I need to get my flu shot. I thought it was a little overboard, but if it would clear away the gloomy feeling I've been having lately, then it was worth it. Don't mind a few days. I need to go get it. I forgot. I settled the bill and took a quick trip to the washroom. As I was leaving, I overheard the conversation between some elderly people who seemed to be regulars at the clinic. Of course, I had no intention of eavesdropping, if it wasn't for that word. Must have been an onikakushi. I wonder. She was still pretty young. Might have just eloped. With whom? That man from Tokyo who visits every season. That one young one with the big camera. Didn't you know they were getting along very well? Were they talking about Tomitake-san? I could feel my ears perking up. I don't know about that. But you'd have to make preparations before you elope. Leave a note or quit your job or something. It's an elopement because they didn't leave a note or message. The thought I'll never see that young nurse's face again makes me rather sad. Takano-san is an upstanding young woman. She'll be fine wherever she goes. So her name was Takano-san, that woman with Tomitake-san, and she worked at this clinic. Yashiro-sama's shadow was following me everywhere I went. Is it a regular thing to get a flu shot in America? You get them for free with medical conditions or age, but otherwise barely anyone does it. You get it like all the time, and you get a flu shots every like cold season in America. Once a year. Because there's different strains of the flu. You have to pay? Normally it's free. Just like COVID was free for a while. I don't know if it still is. I assume it is. You don't. There's sometimes with the wrong strain anyways. Well, I always get them. Most workplaces offer it for free, at least in healthcare. Why is that the thing you get for free? Because Americans get sick easy? I don't know. I know if you get your flu shot at Target, they give you a $5 gift card. So I need to go to Target. Because I want a $5 gift card. I'm gonna buy gummy bears and Whoppers with it. I started listening more closely, but they began talking about fishing, and it didn't seem like they were gonna revisit the topic. I gave up and left. Thus, even though I was separated from the daily monotony of school, I wasn't able to escape from Oyashiro-sama's shadow. But of course, Oyashiro-sama was the guardian deity of this place, of Hinamizawa. As long as I was in Hinamizawa, I wouldn't be able to escape. My mind is exploding right now. I should go to Target. That's what I'm getting from this conversation. I'm not letting some random inject me with unknown things. I will for $5. I'm sad. I heard some places in America that they would like pay you and like gift cards and stuff if you got the COVID vaccine, but because I wasn't living in America at the time, I didn't get any of that. I didn't get shit. I want money for doing nothing. Stab me with everything you want. $5 is $5. Exactly. Exactly. Maybe it was because I was walking outside, but my appetite suddenly returned. I might as well buy a snack with the change from the examination fee on the way home. Contemplating that, I turned to a familiar street. My entire knowledge of American healthcare is crumbling right now. Well, I think everything else you have to pay for, but like vaccinations and stuff are free, I think. I'm pretty sure like basic vaccinations are free, like stuff like MMR and like baby vaccinations. I'm like 80% sure those are free. I might be wrong. It's everything else that costs money. But vaccines are okay, I think. And measles, mumps, and rubella, you get it as a baby because it's like all three of those things wrapped up in one. I don't know if you have to pay for it or not. I'm pretty sure you can get them for free. At that moment, I heard a car horn abruptly honk behind me. Me, do I need help? What? Do you need water? Was I really walking so far in the middle of the road where I'd be in a car's way? Some of you get them for free because they mandate it. Oh yeah, well like some people you have to be vaccinated to go to school and stuff. Like you have to have a vaccine record to go to school. Like elementary school and stuff. And I think college in some cases too, because there's like a lot of things. 2 streamers just told me they hate water. I like water, Professor Water. It's all I drink at work, so they're wrong. And they're stupid. And they're probably drinking too much sugar. As I say as I take a sip from my giant thing of tea with like 2 scoops of honey in it. I do have water still though. Up to college and to work in healthcare. Yeah, but you do have to go to elementary school too. I'm pretty sure you have to have vaccinations to go to elementary school. I'll accept tea as well. Yay! It's mostly water. I moved farther off the side, but the horn was still honking at me. I turned around, peeved. Ah, Maebara-san, good day to you. It was Oishi-san. He stepped back out of his car, AC on full blast, and waved at me. What's up today? School on break? Just not feeling so well, so I took the day off. I was about to buy lunch and head back home. That's great. I'm about to get lunch myself. Would you mind going to get... Why is this... If you're not feeling up for it, then don't mind me. I was just going to lie down after going home anyways. I didn't really have a cold. I doubt you'd want to eat at one of these local places. Let's go into town. It's a bit of a drive. Is that all right? I know a pretty good place. I'd finally begun to understand Oishi's roundabout way of saying things. He probably wanted to talk to me about stuff that would be difficult to discuss while in Hinamizawa. I'll do it if you pay, old man. I'm a cheap-ass bitch. Oh, are you winning? Maybe. Maybe not. Dana might kill us. Welcome to the stream Beyond Boundary. I went with Oishi-san, riding in his frigid car. Be careful when saying that. Be careful when saying I'm a cheap-ass bitch. $5 is $5, man. That is a joke. I don't mean it. It's a joke. Higurashi was my first anime I knew when I was a kid. Jeez. I think this one would be a bad first anime. My first anime was Tokyo Mew Mew, or Pokemon, but I'm pretty sure everyone's first anime was Pokemon if you really think about it, so Tokyo Mew Mew it is. It was almost like as if the bright sunlight outside was a lie. Sorry about calling you so late at last night. Did your parents get angry at you? No. I recalled Dana, who had been listening to the phone conversation all that time, separated by just me and the door.
Cardcaptor Sakura. Cardcaptor Sakura was like my second one. Yeah, that was a good one. Even now, the brightness of the sunlight still creeped me out. With a big bump that jolted the car, the road connected the city changed from dirt to pavement. My head swiveled back with a sudden realization. That's right. This is where Tomitake-san died. They had a snag on the investigation regarding Tomitake-san. Oishi-san spoke while peering at me from the corner of his eye. They believe it was caused by hallucinogens, given how he was clawing out his own throat. But a drug that could cause that to happen so suddenly is extremely hard to come by. Bear in mind, of course, the autopsy was done with that premise in hand, but we didn't find any leads. I didn't know Pokemon was an anime till later, but I did follow this one up with Tokyo Mew Mew. That's good. It's kind of interesting you stuck with anime. That's funny. You got all the DVDs of Shigokichara. I'm jealous. You know that thing you used to see in comics all the time, where there's a drug that if you put it in them, it doesn't leave any traces? It exists. Sokilinko something or other. Well, it's pretty common. But you see, there doesn't seem to be any kind of drug that would cause Tomitake-san to react like that. Then you're saying the police just concluded Tomitake-san died from the curse? I couldn't help but feel like the police were worthless. I just wanted the idea of the curse to be disassociated from Tomitake-san's mysterious death. Unfortunately, that's how it looks right now. But putting aside the cause of death, without a doubt, he was surrounded by a group of people and had taken a beating before he died. That was no curse, but an incident that unquestionably evolved other humans. That bit made me relieved. My real first watch through was JoJo. That was a great intro to anime. Oh yeah, I think I can see that being good too. It was very upbeat. Not the worst shonen I've watched. Thank you for the follow between boundary. I'm a bit biased, honestly. I prefer shoujo anime and manga to shonen stuff to BH. I will stretch. So I don't know. I don't really like every shonen I watch. I always just kind of come out feeling kind of about it. So I don't really watch like new ones. Like I'm not gonna watch Chainsaw Man or anything like that. I just know I'd be like or I'd be like, this kind of sucks. It's just my taste. But I like cute girls. If you put a cute girl on the show, I'll watch it. I like slice of life a lot too. We passed in front of the rather desolate, but still busier than Hinamizawa train station. The car pulled into the restaurant parking lot, and I followed Oishi-san to the shop. I like shoujo. There's a lot of trashy ones. Well, that's true with every genre, though. It was pretty crowded, but there weren't only adults this hour. Of course, there wouldn't be children here in the middle of the weekday. 2, please. Non-smoking. This way, please. When you're ready to order, please call me over. We were led by a peculiarly dressed waitress to our table. Is it supposed to be, Johnny's? Supposed to be Johnny's? Learned him into rom-coms and romance. Yeah, I love that stuff too. My favorite genre is isekai. I don't care if it's shoujo or whatever. Just, yeah. I see. See, there's something for everyone.
So what do you think? Aren't the waitress's outfits here cute?
Yu Yu Hakusho is what pushed me into anime. And Yu Yu Hakusho seems cool. I would watch that.
Huh?
Well, I guess it is Johnny's, isn't it? Or it's supposed to be like a Johnny's or what's the one that was in Akihabara? Maid dress is really popular. There's also one in Shinjuku, but now they mostly do online delivery. Anna Miller's. Anna Miller's was what popularized the maid outfit family restaurant in Japan. Boom! It's supposed to be Anna Miller's reference.
Shop's always quite busy, but it's more about the waitresses than the food, you see. Oishi-san, you're leering.
Kimo! This is a real horror.
Am I really?
I know my otaku culture. I know. Regardless of how the waitresses looked, the food was decent enough. Finishing our meals while talking about some inane topic, Oishi-san's after-meal cup of coffee arrived at the table.
Yesterday we talked about Hinamizawa's past, didn't we?
Yeah, that was the village of man-eating demons or something like that. I don't know much about it myself,
so I asked my grandmother about it this morning. Oishi-san took out the notepad that was stuffed into his breast pocket. Turns out Hinamizawa used to be called Oniga Fuchi, or Ogre's Abyss. Onigafuchi. That's quite the name. Name's still around. The marsh where the Shinto's priest's wife drowned herself is still called the Ogre's Abyss. It said the depths of that marsh connect to the realm of demons. Of course, nobody told me anything about such an ominous marsh. I remember hearing on one of the tips, though, the Ogre's Marsh part. And you see, it appears they were both feared and revered. A respect born of fear. I guess you could say it was a kind of deification. A village of inhuman creatures. Creatures. Seems the demons were sennin, or mountain-dwelling mystics of sorts. Taking villagers with incurable illnesses for the Ogre's Abyss and healing them, for example. Even if we're calling them demons, tengu, long-nosed goblins, or sennin would be a more apt description. They don't seem like such terrible people, even though they were called demons. But they were still man-eating demons, according to the story my grandma told me. As payment for treating the son's illness, let us eat the mother who brought him here, was apparently how things went. The price of curing her son was herself? That's unsettling. Of course the mother took her son and ran. Then, you see, all the people who lived in Onigafuchi, the demons chased them down, rounded them up, and captured them.
Well, of course, that sounds about right.
The entire village, apparently. That's quite a frightening thing to imagine. In the end, it seems both the mother and son were caught and eaten. The end. There's a problem with the story. Both the witnesses in the story were eaten, so no one would actually be able to tell the tale. Huh? There are plenty of old fables like this.
In contrast to the ghastly tale, his son laughed heartily while sipping at his coffee.
But, well, there are quite a few other tales, where the demons from Onigafuchi band together to capture their prey. I recall that Mion said the villagers united and fought against the dam construction. I saw similarities with how that part about unification overlapped. Normally they hunted down a single person they chose who it was going to be beforehand.
Huh?
That caught my attention. Oishi-san also appeared to be pondering what it meant. My grandmother told me you must never interfere with the demon's hunt. You should just hole up in your house and hide under the covers, she said. So what does this all mean? It means you mustn't ever help or protect the prey. As long as you don't disturb the demon's hunt, no harm will fall upon the villagers. It seems there's that kind of rule. Basically, don't help the victims. Pretend you didn't see the atrocities. In other words, what happens if you break...
That's why no one was telling us anything! 'Cause they didn't want to break the rules, right?
What happens if you break the rule? Well, they're man-eating demons after all. Many parts of that tale caught my attention. Parts of the story he told me overlapped with his theory that the perpetrators were all the villagers' families. Even if it wasn't the whole village, it was conceivable that the villagers who were hiding under the covers and leaving them to die when there was a group on their hunt, wasn't it? I didn't dare speak it. Then, Oishi-san, it looks like it's either the village families or a group of villagers perpetuating the crimes? What do you think, Mayabara-san? Excuse me. Another cup of coffee, please. That's what I wanted to know. It seemed that we were both waiting for the other to say that last part. I waited for the waitress to finish pouring coffee before speaking. Last year, I had a nagging feeling when Satoshi-kun disappeared. Oishi-san muttered as he watched the milk swirl around his coffee. So those friends of Satoshi-san, meaning your group of friends, Mayabara-san, I had a bit, really just a little bit, okay, of background checking done on them. If Oishi-san had said this to me before, I would have been furious, since he told me earlier not to suspect my friends. But as it was now, I couldn't. This might sound pretty stupid, Mayabara-san. If you feel it's stupid, please say so. I'll stop. Oishi-san was wearing the most serious expression that I'd ever seen from him. It was as if he was telling me to prepare myself and listen. There were quite a few things I regretted hearing from Oishi-san, but none of them were as threatening as this. A little voice inside me was screaming like an alarm. Stop, Keiichi. This is probably the last one. I took a deep breath and silenced that voice. I would not run from the truth. Please. That was all I could utter. Oishi-san stared into my eyes silently for a few moments. After he was certain I was ready, he began. The victim of the incident in the first year was the overseer. A few weeks prior, he had an altercation with Mion Sonozaki-san. Multiple altercations. Oishi-san had said that before Mion had defied the dam project vehemently. Well, it wasn't hard to imagine how she'd be if she got worked up. In the second year, the married couple who supported the project died in that accident, right? They had a daughter. Her name is Sato Kojo-san. Satoko-san? Huh? Satoko meaning... Satoko? Oishi-san's look told me my voice was too loud. I realized it as well and quickly quieted it down. The Shinto priest and his wife who died in the 3rd year, you see. Their daughter is... Rikafurure-san. Rika-chan was... the housewife who died in the 4th year. You already know, don't you? It was the step-aunt of Satoko Hojo. She was in her aunt and uncle's custody, and she had lost both of her parents in the accident. She lived in the victim's house. I could tell my lips were getting dry. I didn't even have the wits to keep my mouth from hanging agape. Although I thought it was nothing but a bizarre incident that one could easily distance myself from. But clicking and clacking, it had all snuck all the way up to my feet. The one who disappeared the 4th year, by the way, he was Satoko-san's older brother. Satoshi? What? Just wait a second. I took everything. I had to finally say that. I gulped down a glass of water, once again wiped my face with a napkin. Calm down, Keiichi Maebara. But Oishi-san was relentless. Instead of waiting for me to finish sorting out my feelings, he started speaking again. The last of the things I shouldn't have heard. All of the victims seem to be connected to your group of friends. That has to be just a coincidence. Maebara-san, keep it down. Everyone's looking. Mion, Satoko, Rika-chan. So what if they're connected? You're telling me all of my friends? It couldn't be. It just couldn't be. Oh, Dana's different, isn't she? Dana isn't connected with the victims at all. Dana Ryugu was living in the shadow in the suburb of Ibaraki Prefecture up until last year. Well, it's true she hasn't directly met any of the victims. He said it in a roundabout kind of way. Is he saying she's also connected? Actually, I looked into her before. Ryugu-san moved away from Hinamizawa. She was suspended from school. It seems she went through her school building and broke all the windows. Dana did that? She broke all the windows at her school? That same silly Dana had... I couldn't even imagine it. It seems that after her 3-day suspension, she didn't return from school. She went to a neurologist and was diagnosed with how do I say that? Dysautonomia. Dysautonomia. What's that? Dysautonomia. Nani sore? Any disease, malfunction of neurological origin. Oh, it's just a big fancy word for saying she's mentally ill somehow. Well, we knew that from when she fucking dug out the Colonel Sanders. She was given a few weeks of counseling and medication. I wonder if it was something like a nervous breakdown. I heard it happened to people who were really methodical or overly sensitive. Neither of those matched Dana's easygoing personality. To do with involuntary actions. Oh. And in the counselor's medical report, he recorded all the conversations he had with Dana. It shows up. Quite a bit at that. What did? I pressed forward carelessly. There couldn't be anything more for me to regret. She mentioned the word, Oyashiro-sama. Eh? Is she like Oyashiro-sama's... like... Is she do Oyashiro-sama's bidding, maybe? Avatar? Or maybe he's haunting her. He's possessed her. It felt like someone whose stone cold hand was caressing my back. Why had Dana spoken of Oyashiro-sama before she even came to Hinamizawa? It seemed the Oyashiro-sama she spoke of was like a ghost, appearing in her house every night, standing over her pillow, looking down at her. My mind froze. I couldn't process what I was being told. A while after that, she moved to Hinamizawa. Ah, that's right. She's not an outsider. Huh? According to the residency register, the Ryugu family used to reside in Hinamizawa. Oh shit. Dana-san moved to Ibaraki right after she finished elementary school. My mind went completely blank. It was similar to the static you'd see on a TV channel. My ears began ringing as I lost all sense of comprehension. Maebara-san, are you alright? Shall we stop? Those words brought me back. I couldn't let it end here. Now I understand Dana. Then how about the last victim, Tomitake-san? Who was he connected with? Irritated, I let out one final reprisal. All of them. Have you forgotten, Maebara-san? Didn't you spend the night of the festival together quite merrily? Quite a few of the officers saw you enjoying yourselves. No, there was nothing I could respond with. I fell silent as my brain turned to mush. We should get going. Ah, Maibara-san, did you take your afternoon medicine? I completely forgot about the medicine I had gotten today until Oishi-san said that. I got another glass of water, and we left the shop after I chugged it down. We got in the car and returned to Hinamizawa via the rough road. I never really paid attention on my bike. But did all cars normally shake this much? It was almost as if the road was desperately trying to tell me something. Ba-dump! That big jolt was from the difference in elevation of the road when it changed from cement to dirt. I was certain that I heard Tomitake-san scream. I sat in silence, just letting myself be shaken by the car. I'll drop you off at your house. You missed school because you were ill, correct? My apologies for the long conversation. Why did you talk to me? I blurted out the question. Really just blurted it out. I didn't expect an answer. I did check with you first, didn't I? If we should just stop. Not that. Why did you reach out to me? I understood quite well that Oishi-san was investigating this string of suspicious incidents. But why was he telling me all of this? I knew nothing that I couldn't help. Everything Oishi-san spoke of was news to me. First of all, what could I, having just moved here, possibly know? By chance, was there a reason for Oishi-san to reach out to me? Then what would it have to be? That I looked suspicious to Oishi-san as I was part of Mion's circle of friends? I'm retiring this year. I plan on moving away after retiring as my grandma wants. So I'm still on the case. While I'm still on the case, I want to bring the truth behind this incident to light. So, Oishi-san, you suspect them, don't you? All of them? Oishi-san didn't really give a response. It felt a little late, but I thought of his way of showing a bit of consideration for my feelings. This is mostly my intuition from 30 years on the job. Maibara-san, you're the one in danger. Huh? I wanted to reply with that was absurd, but in my downtrodden state, I couldn't bring myself to say it. I'll be retiring this year, so I won't be at Watanagashi next year. So I want to settle things. In other words, he was insinuating that on the next Watanagashi, I might be the victim. I've been warned by the chief as well. Each incident in the string of cases has been solved, so don't bring it up again, or so I was told. This is the pressure that I'm facing. Pressure? From what? Someone in Hinamizawa. We've arrived. Is this fine? After some time, the car finally reached out to the path to my house. The clock read 2 p.m. I was surprised so little time had passed since we ate. It was hot outside the car. The chirping of the higurashi hurt my ears. Wait, my iPad's dying. So much. Yosh. I won't mind if you just forgot everything I told you today, but I'm still going to keep investigating. I'll end Oyashiro-sama's curse this year. So you're saying I should contact you if anything happens? It's fine. Just contact me when you feel you have to, Maibara-san. I wasn't collected enough to understand Oishi-san's roundabout way of saying it. Yeah, we had a brutal death, a disappearance, and we have our own yandere girlfriend now. It's a lot happened, David. Be sure to take it easy. I'm sorry for throwing all this at you while you're taking the day off because you're sick. I didn't really give it any sort of response. I'll always be on your side. If anything, believe that. I'll be off now. He's gonna die. That motherfucker's gonna die. The tires crunched over the dirt as the car made a U-turn and disappeared into a cloud of kicked-up dust. It felt like I was watching a boat, only throw me a lifesaver in shark-infested waters before disappearing into the distance. That was the first time I thought Oishi-san was being unfair, telling me that I was going to be the next victim and then just saying to contact him if something happened. This wasn't a criminal investigation. He was fishing, and I was just the bait dangling off the line. Would the fish be the perpetrator, or was it really just Oyashiro-sama's curse? Either way, the bait would be swallowed whole. Damn it! I don't want to die! For some time, I could do nothing but stare at the puddle of water left behind by the AC from the car. I wonder how much time had passed since I laid down. It was getting dark outside. My body was soaked in sweat. It would probably be a good idea to change my sheets. At that moment, the phone downstairs rang. It was probably Mom. Mom was quite the worrywart. Maybe she called many times and I just didn't notice it. Hello, this is my Bada residence. Oh, he's alive! Hello, this is Mion. How are you doing? Is this one of Keiichi's friends? Keiichi's resting right now, but shall I put him on? Huh? Is this his dad? Sorry. Idiot, you fell for it. Oh, it's a prank. Huh? Kei-chan! After our exchange, we both had a good laugh together. Except I was suspicious of her, even as we were laughing. Was everybody really involved in these incidents? The fact that I couldn't say no saddened me. I'm relieved you seem well. Dana was really worried, you know. Satoko-chan was happy that and said you got what you deserved. Nika-chan said how unfortunate he's sick. Looks like everyone was making a big deal out of it. So you know, Kei-chan, is now a bad time to come and pay you a visit? A visit? No, it's okay. It's not like I'm dying. My grandma made a ton of mochi, you see. I was told to share them, so I'll bring you some. Hey now, you'll catch my cold. Not to worry. Well, Dana and I are too stupid to catch a cold. See you! Be there in a bit. She hung up cheerfully. Dana's coming too. It's what it sounded like. I was still concerned about meeting Dana, but I guess if she was with Mio, she won't be crazy. I heard the doorbell 10 minutes later. How are you feeling? Did you take your medicine and rest? I did just that. Thank goodness you look well. I was worried. Sorry, I'll be fine by tomorrow. Wait. I'm stretching. Mion showed a complete lack of concern for someone who's recovering, and Nana looked like she was just worried about me from the bottom of her heart. It didn't look like there was anything behind those expressions. I thought we might hang out for a bit, but it looks like you're not quite in the condition for it. You don't say. It seemed my face appeared a bit sullen. Then here, Keiichi-kun. These are the mochi Mi-chan's grandma made. Nana held out the package wrapped in newspaper. There might be about 5 in here. It was quite hefty. Ah, thanks. Send my regards to your grandma, Mion. Yep. Oh, there's one that I made in there as well. I wonder if Keiichi-kun can guess which one. It's poison. This is Kei-chan's homework since he missed club meeting today. There are letters on each of the mochi, so I'll ask you tomorrow. Were you checking if I was feeling better, or did you just come here for club activities? Yep, looking fine. I guess you'll be able to make it tomorrow. Man, what are you gonna do if my fever comes back because of your shenanigans? Mi-chan, we shouldn't be making such a racket. Let's go. Other people here will get angry. Both of them thought my parents were home. It was because the entryway was such a mess. You're right, let's get going. Ah, by the way, Kei-chan. Yeah? What did you eat for lunch? The sudden question startled me, and I went wide-eyed when I saw Mio. I had never seen her like that. It was a highly unsettling visage. But why is she asking me what I ate for lunch? What she said so inane it almost felt meaningless. The way she said it, it was almost like she didn't care at all about what I ate. I ate out. She must have suspected I was with Oishi-san. Anyway, I felt that if I hesitated or tried to change the subject, they'd read too deeply into it, so I tried answering it as quickly as possible. Except, contrary to the efforts I made, there was a pause before they replied. So you ate out for lunch, Keiichi-kun? The glimmer from Rana's eyes had changed at some point as well. It was now sharp, as if to make me feel the feigned ignorance behind her words even more. As if she already knew. That's how it looked to me. Well, was it good? Why are you asking me this? Mian was speaking in an unusually low tone, almost as if she knew I had eaten at the restaurant in town. No, I'm overthinking this. I mean, both of them should have been in school at lunchtime. There was no way they could have known where I was. Seems as if you were with a rather austere-looking older guy. Who was he? The package with the mochi I was holding slipped out of my hands. I could tell the blood drain from my face, making me go pale. Oh? Keiichi-kun? Who was he? Could he be the person from before, I wonder? I could feel the back of my throat going dry. This was no longer a bluff. They knew everything. How do you know that? It took everything I had to finally force those words from my throat. My knees were shaking. Because there's nothing this Oji-san doesn't know. Mion sneered knowingly. Her laugh somehow seemed to carry on forever. So, Kei-chan, what did you talk about? It seems like you got pretty worked up over it, too. We weren't talking about you guys. It didn't have anything to do with you or Dana.
Isn't it a bit strange to hear our names come up, even though nobody asked about that?
Dana's unwavering gaze pierced through my eyes and peered further inside me. I dug my own grave. My heart was throbbing so much, I felt like it was going to explode. Well, whatever you're trying to hide, this Oji-san already sees through it all. Remember that. I couldn't even shake my head. It took everything I had to stop my teeth from chattering. She never let her gaze break from mine, even as she tilted her head slightly.
Keiichi-kun, you don't look so good. I think you should lie down.
That's true. We should both head back home. As if nothing happened, they both giggled at each other and started making their way out. I hadn't moved a muscle since I dropped the package of mochi. As they left, the door slowly closed behind them. All I could do was stare, as if I couldn't move until the door was completely closed. Just as the door was about closed, it opened again slightly with a sudden creak, sending my heart racing once again. A single eye peered through that narrow slit, and Mion's hawkish gaze peered through me once again. See you, Kei-chan. Yeah.
I'd hate it if you missed school tomorrow. Alright?
Thud. The door closed. I wasn't able to move a muscle, even after their low laughter died off in the distance, and silence once again enveloped the room. Coming back to my senses, the first thing I did was lock the door. They knew what Oishi-san and I had talked about. Why? How? No, that wasn't important. Thinking about it now, all of it could have been overheard. From the beginning when Oishi-san met me, it was just as Mion said, I couldn't hide anything. Then, what were they trying to tell me? That part was obvious. They were warning me not to say anything unnecessary. What did they deem unnecessary? I only talked with Oishi-san about one thing, and they were warning me that was unnecessary. Was it what Oishi-san talked to me about? The incidents involving Oyashiro-sama's curse occurred every year were in individual cases, but were connected as a whole, as well as the fact there may be multiple perpetrators hidden in within Hinamizawa. No, more precisely, that Mion, Dana, Satoko, and Rika-chan were all suspicious. Is that what they were trying to warn me against? What kind of nonsense am I thinking about? I hit my face so hard it let out a loud slap. If only that would wake me up from this nightmare, but for some reason it felt like I was punching a blanket. It was almost laughably painless. Calm down, Keiichi Maebara! When did I become such a pessimist? Calm down, calm down! Settle down and sort this thing out. The only reason Mion knew what I was eating for lunch with Oishi-san was just because someone in Hinamizawa happened to be there at the time. They must have told Mion I was there. That made the most sense. Plus, come to think of it, she didn't ask me where I ate lunch, did she? She only asked, was it good? I was just curious since I was together with someone not from Hinamizawa. It's not as if they had any ulterior motives. That's it. It has to be it. Thinking about it that way, it was the same with Dana. I was just being strangely ambiguous when I met with Oishi-san, and Dana was correcting me on that. It's when I was bewildered by the change in character and the mild-mannered Dana, I was just startled by it. It's the most natural way of thinking about it. I felt like my mind was mixed up and tangled up in a mess of spaghetti. Deep red marinara sauce would have poured out my nose and ears if you squeezed my head. Thinking that, I suddenly felt like vomiting. I really didn't want that to happen, so I stopped holding my head. Lately, I had no idea what anyone was saying. Spending time with them was fun. It didn't feel like there was any sort of hidden agenda. I really do think they're a good bunch of people. When I moved here, I couldn't make heads or tails of everything, and they were really kind to me. Dana's really kind and always looked after me. As long as that strange affliction didn't rear its ugly head, she was pretty cute. Mion's a really good person. She didn't care about anyone's age or gender, was optimistic and outgoing. I was never bored when I was with her. And talking of not getting bored, rambunctious Satoko was a good person for that too. She was pretty batty, but that's just the way she interacted with others. Rika-chan was the same way. She didn't speak often, but that didn't mean she was always silent. They're my friends! But after hearing of the untold secrets of Hinamizawa from Oishi-san and Tomitake-san, when I was told about Oyashiro-sama's curse, things started going crazy. And hearing it from Oishi-san that Mion and Reina and Satoko and Rika-chan were all suspicious. After that, everyone changed. That's right. It started getting weird after Oishi-san told me about all that strange stuff. At the time, I really should have just not listened to all those weird stories. And I really shouldn't have heard about the past incidents from Tomitake-san the night of the Watanagashi. If I just hadn't gotten the strange sense of curiosity. If I just hadn't... That's right. So that's why they fucked... Eh? Tomitake-san. That impudent outsider speaking to the likes of me after everybody went out of their way to keep it a secret from me. They'll probably kill Oishi-san as well.
I think it would be really funny to read that as they fuck the Oishi-san as well. I saw it bleeped out with 4 stars. I was like, oh, fuck. For trying to unearth what everybody was warning me to leave better buried. Besides that, he was unforgivable for spewing words that made me doubt the others. Of course a guy like that is going to be fucked. Why do they blur it like that? Like, what? Why is it centered? Oji-san could use some action. It is it. Both Tomitake-san and Oishi-san were nothing but outsiders after all. They were entities who couldn't coexist with the people of Hinamizawa. Those guys should just fall into Hiromi-sama's curse and just die! It wasn't their fault. It was my fault for not being able to hold back my own curiosity. It was their fault. It wasn't 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 their fault. I settled into a daze. It was a lethargic feeling, like I had just gotten up, but the ominous chill that haunted me subsided. I was fine now. I was no longer frightened. I had completely recovered. I'll go to school tomorrow, right as rain. I'll greet everyone. I'll take part in club activities. It'll be definitely fun. It had to be fun. I was one of them after all. That reminds me, I need to eat those mochi. I hope I'm able to tell which one Reina made. I remembered the homework the two brought with them when they visited me. But wow, our club did delivery. That was something else. I picked up the package I dropped on the floor and headed into the living room. It would be nice, I guess, to have some tea with it. To fill my mouth with mochi while drinking tea. This was quite a delectable situation I was in. Opening up the newspaper wrapping, there were 5 plump red bean paste mochis fit snugly inside. There were letters written from left to right. A, B, C, D, and E. Now then, they said Dana made one of these. I wonder which one. There wasn't much difference in how they looked. They smelled and appeared about the same. This was a pretty difficult problem. The biggest difference was probably their shape. I wasn't sure what kind of person Mion's grandma was, but Dana had to be different from hers. Looking carefully, I could see that one mochi was made very neatly, so that, just by staring at it, one could tell it stood out. Looks like this challenge depends on whether or not this one is Dana's. Calm down and think even harder. Mion said her grandma made tons of them and was told to give some out, if I remembered correctly. So that meant 4 of these were from that large batch. And what about Dana? She probably only made 1. She probably spent quite a bit of time on it, meaning the one Dana had made was this one. E! For a moment I thought it might have been a trap Mion laid it, as she knew I'd pick up on it, but that probably wasn't the case. I wouldn't be so sure if I knew Mion had made it, but since she said Dana made it, it probably wasn't a trap. Alright, my tea is ready too. I'll start with the defending champion, Mion's grandma. Let's see. Not bad. The smooth bean paste, soft, chewy texture left little to be desired. The tea I drank afterwards also accentuated the experience. This was an exquisite piece of work. Now, how about Dana's? The creation was so delicate, one would think it was a high-class Japanese dessert. Since I normally had quite the appetite, I was slightly worried about the size of the portion. But first a bite. This was quite a difficult one to judge, actually. The ingredients were exactly the same, so there was little difference in flavor. What was different was how it was shaped at the end, so it was to be expected. The deciding factors would be presentation and volume. The well-formed, well-sized champion versus Dana the challenger, with a size you just couldn't get enough of. I'd only had 1 bite of Dana's. I probably would have to wait until after I was done to keep eating to make my decision. Maybe there was something hidden inside that could cause an upset. Seems my prediction was right. My tongue touched something. It didn't feel like something edible, so I reached in with my fingers and grabbed it. What? What was this? She put a needle in it? Before I could fully comprehend what it was, I threw away the rest of the mochi I was eating as fast as I could. I slammed it against the wall, causing the BGM to splatter. Then, after sticking for a moment, it slid down to the floor.
I was dumbstruck by my own actions. What was I doing? Dana had gone out of her way to make it for me. How could I? Dumbstruck, I looked down at the hand that performed such a vile act and remembered what I'd taken out of my mouth. First I thought it was a hair. I even thought it was shorter than Mion. Dana's hair was still quite long. And this wasn't short. It was also a bit too hard to be hair. It was thick enough to roll over in my tongue. There was a bit of metallic sheen on one end, and there was a hole for one third. Like it was a sewing needle. Yes, that's right. It looked very much like a sewing needle. Exactly like one. The end was pointed as well, quite sharply. It really did look just like a sewing needle. Huh? What did I mean? It looked very much like a sewing needle just a bit ago. I couldn't answer, but a voice inside me already knew, and let it know by the chattering of my molars together. I couldn't stave off the terror welling up inside me. Suddenly, I tasted something metallic and felt a prickling pain at the back of my throat. I stuck my finger in the back of the throat to see if I was bleeding. I felt the urge to vomit. The sharp taste of bile irritated the back of my throat. I clasped both hands over my mouth. After writhing in agony, I was somehow able to hold back my nausea. I was finally able to breathe normally again, but this time my heart was intensely throbbing. Then it finally registered. Exactly what was mixed in with the mochi. Before I could think of the correct word, my hands were already on the move. Splat, plop, sploit. I tossed the rest of the mochi against the wall. The geometrical patterns of the scattered bean jam on the wall invoked a terrible omen in my mind. After looking away, I dashed out the hall and flew up the stairs to my room, where I stayed under the covers until morning. I clutched my own shoulders, howling madly in a mix of fear, anger, sadness, and frustration. This wasn't a threat or a warning. Reminder, nothing as simple as that. What had happened in Hinamizawa? What was happening in Hinamizawa? What would happen? I didn't know the answer to any of those questions. Where did I break the taboo? Regardless, now Dana, Mion, and the others, they considered me an enemy, and they thought I should just die. I won't let you kill me, not for such a pointless reason. I fell into a restless sleep as I was crushed by my own negative emotions. It was as if I was being drawn into a billowing, bottomless marsh.
Was the mochi drugged as well? Thank you for the follow, AFK. Thank you. The mochi, maybe... Well, it's not like... Both these tips seem pretty scary. End of chapter 9, so moving on to chapter 10 now. もうすぐ終わるかな? Let's cut to the chase. There's a drug that causes someone to kill themselves. Not directly, no. It's quite a roundabout response. You're saying there's one that does it indirectly, something like puts you in a suicidal mental state. Like that. That's quite hard to say. What would a suicidal mental state be? Like a person with a serious bipolar disorder? It's believed that people are most likely to attempt suicide when singing from depression to mania. A clinical depression and bipolar disorder are different. Clinical depression... I know this. Individuals with clinical depression suffer from low self-esteem and are quite pessimistic, but rarely commit suicide. They don't have the willpower to commit suicide, nor does mania on its own lead to suicide. That has the opposite effect, filling the person with confidence and making them feel as though they're walking on air. Thus, they do not commit suicide. That's interesting. Neither state causes suicide, but when the condition changes, they might do so? There's a desire to commit suicide when in a state of depression, but they do not have the willpower to commit such a formidable act. But when they enter mania, they gain a sudden burst of willpower, and their body moves as they desire. I see. So it means they gain the willpower to commit suicide. That's how it goes. That's why patients are given sedatives during that time to keep them from acting on their impulses. Then was Tomitake that bipolar? People who suffer from bipolar generally commit suicide by more civilized means, like, say, hanging or jumping off a building. Self-harm, as though going through with withdrawal, is completely different. Tomitake-san's death was uncivilized. So one would think it was caused by some foreign substance. As I said at the start, tell me of a drug that causes someone to commit suicide. There are reports that a methamphetamine overdose produces a condition that similarly resembles bipolar. It's a stimulant. Barbiturate overdoses are also reported to cause erratic behavior. That's a sleep aid. There were no signs of stimulants. Are there any other possibilities? Hi, Yojo. Hi, Clown. Yeah, you can make a pin message if you'd like. I wasn't sure how or when it'd start getting spooky, so I didn't want to, make a pin message immediately. All I can think of is it's some kind of illness.
something like Graves' disease, which affects the thyroid, known to cause symptoms that resemble bipolar. But Graves' disease has many characteristic symptoms of its own. The deceased exhibit none of them. I wonder, is there something that could happen more spontaneously? Something that fits this case and would cause all of them to want to commit suicide all of a sudden? Are you familiar with organic mental disorders? In short, it's a condition where the brain is out of whack due to physical injury. It can be caused by drugs, but it can also be caused by physical trauma, encephalitis, a stroke, or even tumors. I just got home from the psych center. They give you your crazy pills yet. But even without a drug, one can succumb to an irregular mental state. The deceased was surrounded after being chased, and his life was in danger, right? All that stress could have messed with his brain chemistry. He could have hit his head. All those factors combined could have caused him to mutilate himself. It's a possibility. A successful session with a client. I'm so happy. Aw, yay! He's a therapist. Could you explain it to me in simpler terms? Basically, he knocked his noggin and the brawl made him go haywire. Then his lady didn't have any intent to kill, just smacked him in a bad place, and oh. The two plump men laughed hoarsely. But of course it's not like that. Undoubtedly. If it was habitual drug use, it would have been something mental. The deceased person's body holds the key. How are things on your end? My goodness, look at the time. I need to get back to soon, or Kuma-chan will get angry with me. Yeah, good luck. Kuma-chan, dare? I want to see the plump men. Well, you see one of them. Threat? Those guys just now. They're national diet badges. It's Prefectural Assembly, blah blah blah. The Prefectural Assembly member and the City Councilor are related. It's dirty what it is. Shouting out each other's name during elections. While one is up for elections, the other holds an assembly, and they double their campaign activities, blatantly. I don't know much about this stuff, but isn't that against the rules of the election? As long as they have no prior consultation, there are no restrictions on their political activities. Kuma-chan, the investigation. Kuma-chan? Kuma-chan dare? You should at least brush up on election politics. I'm not suited for the intelligence division. I think something like gore would be better, because I know the game is apparently gory. I'm not suited for the intelligence because I'm dumb. The Prefectural Assembly member Sonozaki and the City Councilor Sonozaki, and also the mayor of Hinamizawa, all of them involved with the Sonozaki family. What crap. Looks like they were seen up by the department in chief and the deputy chief. Came to me. That night, when the chief invited me to get along to get some oden, I thought about it. In the anime, Kuma is Oishi's detective partner. Ah, sokka sokka. You have a lot of connections, so you might have heard something. Did you? Nope, not a thing. Ma'am, I'll take a tofu fritter and a fish cake. A counselor barked at me in the police chief's stead. Oh my, is that so? Ma'am, I'll have to make another bowl. The Prefectural Assembly member Sonozaki and the City Councilor Sonozaki were both intimidating. Our snot-nosed career police chief couldn't even handle being yelled at by them. They're like Yakuza. A petition with your name can come up regarding how the investigation of Hinamizawa incident is being handled. Goodness me? I'm not the faintest. No need to play dumb. You're reopening the past cases regarding Hinamizawa. Aren't you? I've already got my hands full with Tomitake's death, actually. Really? If that's true, then there's no problem. There was a period of silence. While we were silent, we made headway on our food and drink. Whew, that was quite the feast. This month has been a bunch of losses for me, so my wallet is feeling the pinch. Much appreciated. Yeah, we know who Yashiro-sama is. We're almost at the end of the game, I think. Nah, it's nothing. Tell me a good horse again. I'll bet on the same one as you. Nah, only betting horses. I haven't been doing well there lately. I haven't been able to read the horses at all. Taxi! I'm going by train. The police chief is taking a taxi. I have my own car, but it'd be rash to drive it home. Can't blow it right before retirement with a DUI. Even though he could still rattle off, it looked like his legs were already goo. Pushing him into the cab, I gave the driver the police chief's address. See you again tomorrow. Happy New Year! Oishi-san? Yeah. The past incidents have all been closed. Stop lumping them all together. Those villagers half believe it's really a curse. Well, I'm not convinced. You're going to be retiring next year, aren't you? Weren't you going to pay off your mortgage with your pension and move up to Hokkaido with your mom? Mother pines to return to the land of her birth. It's the least I can do. And the pension, well, it'll let me enjoy myself in Susukino. The police chief may issue a special retirement salary raise, he says. Public servants' pension is calculated based off their monthly salary, so if you were to get a raise right before retirement, your bonus would be inflated, and you'd get heavy surplus of funds. That tends to be how it's done around here. Of course, it's not a custom that's thought of highly. The difference between the bonus and the pension is quite a bit. I'd expect nothing exemplary from our egghead chief. But, well, they say our salary is compensation for our hard work, but at the end of the day, it just has to do with the passage of time. That's not something I can laugh at, but I'll laugh through it anyway. I don't think it's anything exemplary, but given how hard you worked, it's not odd you're getting that much of a pension. I'd like to get that much myself. If I can get it, well, of course I'd want it. You'll get it. You're an adult, after all. Sorry for holding you up here, driver. Thank you very much. I closed the door roughly, interrupting the chief's conversation a bit rudely. It looked like the chief still had something to say, but he just smiled wryly and waved. I waved in return. The cab sped up gradually, and soon disappeared among the sea of lights. Oh, man. I wonder if I really can repay that loan.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna die. Why was that one labeled threat? Was it like a threat to tell him to stop? It was like a threat. Like, stop opening up the cases, no? Okay, I drank my tea really fast and now I have to pee, so... BRB. Okay. Don't mock my typos. I'm a very busy girl. I have a lot to think about and a lot to do. And my typos are just a result of my brain being too big for my hands to fully channel all the way through to my fingertips. I'm back. Show your hand. They're clean. Cleaner than a baby's bottom. That's not really a nice thing to say. That's not really like a smart thing to say, I don't think. Okay. It's not very clean. Well, yeah, but they say, like, fresher than a baby's bottom. I don't know. Tap, tap, tap. The sound of muffled footsteps stopped in front of the door to my room. A moment of silence, as if whoever they belonged to was ascertaining if I was inside. Of all the things I should have been doing, I continued on with my restless slumber. I was very much conscious, but my body hadn't quite caught up yet. This is chapter 10. There's 11 chapters, right? They say smoother. Oh. Is it... like 12 or 13? Should we save this for tomorrow? I'm kind of tired. I don't know, because I feel if we keep going, then it's going to be like, well, we have to finish, but... Why did VTube Studio disconnect? Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, for fuck's sake. Dude. Why does I'm like, oh, I wonder if we should end, guys. I wonder if we should end the stream, guys. And it just crashes. So I guess that's my answer. I guess that's my fucking answer. I guess that's my fucking answer, okay? Your computer took it literally. It's the fucking answer. It's a curse. Oyashiro-sama's curse! It's gonna get me. Okay, for fuck's sake, can I at least have VTube Studio cooperate with me, or am I gonna have to kill myself live? Oyashiro-sama's curse. It's gonna be fine, guys. I'm not gonna die. Maybe. I might die. I might die. Well, VTube Studio doesn't want to connect. Oh, that's great. I love it when you can't connect to my phone, even though you were connected to... Why did my Wi-Fi go down for like 2.5 seconds? What the fuck was that about? I hate you. Okay, well... I guess it's not gonna work. Nothing is working. Well, okay. Watch your door before you sleep. Dana might be outside trying to take soda away. Urusei! It's neat to know how long the series is. Yeah, but each game is like a different thing. Once we finish this game, then... I mean, I want to finish this game. Because each game is a different thing, right? This is the first higurashi, but then there's more. But then what's the... What's the diff? I mean, does the story, like, keep going? I feel like, I don't know, this is kind of out of head. That he's gonna die. Like, I don't know. I'm feeling like I already get it, you know? You'll see. It's best not to explain it. Okay. Well, I should probably head out. I think the disconnect made most people leave, so I'll just end the stream normally without raiding out. We'll just end it normally. Sorry about that. That was fucking dumb and lame. Yeah, I'll just close it, and then because there we go. Yeah. Okay. That was dumb and stupid. Hopefully we can finish it tomorrow, maybe, probably. We'll see about it, okay? Yeah. Hope you guys have a good day. Okay. Bye, yeah. Bye, yeah. Drink lots of water and sleep and eat good food. Don't eat bad food for you. Eat good food for you. Okay, bye.